Refresh, it doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
This back-to-school season, Downy and Tide are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. U.S. and D.C. 16 or older. And September 30th. Rules at downy.com/scholarship/official rules.
I'm high as a kite right now, flying in the sky somehow. I'm high in the clouds right now, floating, I don't want to come down. She's stuck on the ground right now, I need her but I'm afraid to fall down. Now I'm falling from the sky right now, I'm falling for the girl of my dreams, yeah. Time after time again, I get high again, I get by again. This is not the end, I'll just play pretend that I'll try again to quit my drugs, and then I'll just cave again. I don't wanna be this way. Someone tell me what to say. Someone tell me what to do. Please teach me how to get through. I don't wanna be this way. Someone tell me what to say. Someone tell me what to do. Yeah. Yeah, I'm high as a kite. Yeah, I'm high as a kite. Papa's any flight right now. I'm afraid of the ground. I'm afraid of the ground. I don't wanna come down right now. I'm high as a kite right now, flying in the sky somehow. I'm high in the clouds right now, floating, I don't want to come down. She's stuck on the ground right now, I need her but I'm afraid to fall down. Now I'm falling from the sky right now, I'm falling for the girl of my dreams, yeah. For the girl of my dreams, for the girl of my dreams, not as good as it seems, yeah. I just wanna be me, I just wanna be free, not as good as it seems, yeah.
The mic is now
so
hot.
far
The mic-
away.
Okay.
The mic is hot.
Should we sing into this one?
Oh yeah. Okay, hold on.
We go mute real quick. Play the music and then we'll start singing. Yeah, redo.
What? No, it's supposed to be. Oh no, we're supposed to sing it out. We sing it out. Remember?
Da 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 da
Da da da da. Da da da.
Welcome to the SureFire Fantasy
Coming to you
Football.
live from the basement. I was not as prepared as I thought. Hey everybody, welcome SureFire Fantasy, our first guest of the year. I'm finally here. He made it.
He made it.
So yeah, we had a really fun week last week. If you're you 3-1, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, undefeated. Undefeated. I didn't even think about that. It's the 3 undefeated people versus and me.
That's what we're gonna start doing. The pod.
The worst team ever.
If you don't win, you're out.
But yeah, in case you couldn't tell, we have a guest with us. It's Kevin. So what? Most of our league is here. The other half is maybe gonna listen later.
They'll maybe listen later.
I think we're gonna have some questions for you throughout the pod. But I think Mike's got one to start with. Right here.
So Kevin, I think the people want to know at home. Why do you wake up every morning and choose violence?
Oh my God.
Let's go into the mindset of an early morning with Kevin. Why you hate the world and just kind of ramble on.
I don't think he hates the world.
Yeah, I don't hate the world.
I don't know. It seems that way.
I just hate half the teams in the league. And...
No, more than half. I think recall you said that 3 people have a chance to win it, maybe 4, and the rest are plus 10,000 odds.
Hey, you're jumping ahead. That's too much.
I don't know, man.
I do want to say one fun thing that we talked about in our group chat, but when everyone sends their rankings in every week, everyone sends them in the same way. Top team to bottom team. When Kevin sends his rankings in, it always starts at the top with the worst team. which is how you know Kevin's mindset.
Yeah. He goes 9-1.
It's just loving to hate on things. That his first thing is, who do I hate the most? And then he lists it out backwards.
I literally have never heard of anything like so spot on, like something so subtle but so spot on. It's just because I've been doing it for years, not even like just a couple of weeks. But
Did we get Jordan?
so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we did. Did it change anything?
It did, yeah.
They were
I
hard.
updated it.
Okay, cool.
Damn.
But yeah.
Copyrighted.
Well,
Are you
I think
serious? Are you
He's
wait?
talking about our song that we were singing.
Okay.
The original one.
I was gonna say I played my music. If we get copyrighted, I got a problem.
So that's why you wake up and
Big.
choose violence then, huh? You
Yeah,
just hate everyone's team.
Does it make you happy?
a little bit.
Okay.
Makes
That's
it-
then we're happy for you.
But we're on pace because Kevin's doing well, and give it about week 6, week 7, and everything starts changing because something usually goes wrong for him.
The funny
No
thing
more
is,
trades.
if other people said some of the things that you say out of nowhere, like if other people said the things you say, people would be like, "What the fuck?" But because we're all just like, "That's Kevin," we're all just like, "That's hilarious." So you've at least built up a reputation to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
What can I say? I don't change.
I still remember when you were telling me about Kevin before I ever met him, and you kind
Me
of
too.
like, because I knew Will, and Will has some similar traits in a way.
Yeah.
And you were telling me, and I was just like,
it's a college
there's-
version of
"There's
Will.
no way, like, there's not another Will out there, you know."
You
Lo
guys,
and
are,
behold,
you guys are the most like you got your point and you're ready to go. With it.
it's amazing.
So, but we kind of touched on it a little bit. There's 3-3-0 teams here, but what was kind of the results for the week?
It was a pretty simple, cut and dry week. We really didn't have too many tight matchups. I think the Love It Bowl ended up being potentially the closest battles that we had, but unfortunately T. Higgins left his hands at home.
He
Yeah.
wasn't teeing off.
He teed off on nothing.
Yeah.
What is nothing this
I
week?
do want to talk about that team. That's a good coach football team over there. They, I talked to the guys. I said, enjoy this one, for a day or two, but we gotta go back to work and get to, on the adult. But I mean, that's a hell of a football team.
Was there anything in your guys' matchup that made it? I'm gonna say it was probably like the Cowboys, maybe. Like you guys were close, and I think Devontae Adams popping off, but the Cowboys going with a -2 was like a big turning point.
Yeah.
Like, you guys' team both popped off.
I would say Josh Kelly and Hunter Henry were the killers, and then Tyler Lockett hurt him too. So
Yeah,
he kind of left. He should have started Madison.
He
Madison was the difference maker,
Dude.
actually.
he kind of leveled out.
That's
though.
crazy.
That's so bad because Brad did call me before the thing and asked me if it was Madison or gosh, who was the other? Or
Kelly?
Zay Flowers.
Zay-
Oh,
So-
if Zay Flowers, he would have.
So with that 6 points
It
and
was like
actually,
6.
It would have been a 2-point.
It was
Oh,
looking
it's
really
like-
bad early
okay,
on, but Zay
okay,
Flowers
okay.
got a lot on the
Okay,
last
yeah.
couple drives.
Thing is with Brad's
so it
team
wouldn't
is-
have mattered. All right, so my conscience
Yeah.
is clear then.
The way his other players popped off, it really leveled out. I think
Yeah.
the thing that really killed him was his defense. Although
Defense
Mike's
is
did,
negative.
too, but Mike's is supposed to happen.
Yeah, Cowboys have been
Cowboys
the
against
number one
Arizona
scoring
was
team.
supposed to go
Yeah.
off. So that's the one that's like, what?
That's
like,
the hard
what the
one,
hell just
yeah.
happened?
Yeah, -2. You at least expect like 5 points
Yeah,
at minimum. But I'd say that was probably our closest matchup. We had Jordan coming in ahead of Logan, and there was a moment where it looked close as well. But
Our Father, who art in heaven. Oh, he took out "Hallowed be Thy name."
Oh.
He's losing
Well,
faith.
I think because he
He's-
dropped
he
Mike
dropped,
Williams.
yeah.
That's why
I
he
think
lost. He
so.
lost the faith mid game before the game even started.
But Puka came down from heaven. He came down as a normal man.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good game.
I'm gonna say though, when I saw the chance where he was down like 15 or 20, I was like, Puka probably has this, and it just didn't quite. But obviously, yeah,
You're still pretty
got-
happy when your waiver guy gets 9
And
points.
he gets 9 points with no touchdown.
9 points out.
Yeah, but Keenan Allen, real deal. I think he's second or third highest scoring player in.
Yeah,
all
It's
of
funny,
fantasy.
Logan and I are the same record, and our teams could not be more different. This team actually has a lot of promise and potential, and mine does not.
Yours has chance.
Well, yours isn't bad. You did break 90.
You can
this
say
week.
chance. Yeah.
But you
Is
did.
that higher than my projection? No.
Well, no. Was that your original? Yeah, no.
No. But it's higher than my projection this week.
It was higher.
Yeah,
than projection.
you're going higher, but you lost to Robin. Robin was the lowest scoring winning team at 113, but he got an easy win over
Median
you.
scoring would have helped with that. For
No,
someone.
I don't think you
my
even got
God.
median scoring.
No, not
Oh,
for
you're
him.
saying for someone else.
For someone like
It
Brad.
would have been Brad at
or Logan.
116.
1, 2, 3, 4. Logan would have gotten it.
Yeah,
Brad would have too, wouldn't he?
No.
no,
No.
Really?
because we all scored.
Yeah.
It was a crazy week.
3-0s know how to score.
And the worst thing is, honestly, I never would have done it, but it really sucks that I had 49 points on the bench with A-Chain.
Yeah, but there's
Yeah,
no world, right?
I mean, there is a world because how bad my team is that I could have done it, but
There's a world. Yeah.
but like
And Tank Dell, though.
Man,
I don't
that hurts.
think it would have
That's my thing.
changed anything.
I picked Tank Dell up.
Yeah.
I picked him up last week.
Are you starting him?
I'm starting him this week. Yeah, I'm happy with some of my
That's what I
waivers.
heard. Yeah, that's what I want.
Well,
JT reportedly doesn't want to return to playing for the Colts.
Uh-oh.
That's
That is the dream
that's
scenario.
a dream situation. When he goes to the Baltimore Ravens, ooh, buddy.
That'll be nice.
Yes.
Okay.
I would
We'll
be so
see.
happy. But I think he's going to be a Colt, right? He's got to be.
let's go through the waivers this morning. How about that? Do we have any more matchups we want to talk about?
I mean, we skipped over a few, but they were pretty clear, cut, and dry. So
I mean, everyone who's watching knows their matchup.
knows what happened.
You know?
Right.
Knows what happened.
I don't want to talk about mine. That's for damn sure.
Oh, let's see. Well, let's go into trades.
You want to do some trades?
Yeah,
Talk trades.
Let's
It's
talk
always
trades.
fun.
Waivers
Fun
are
topic.
everyone knows waivers. Everyone knows we ain't got much to say about it. But speaking of your team, Will, you did finally make a move and kind of traded some.
I want to hear from Coleman officially on this, if this is real or not. Because so he had called me on Friday night, and the second he called me, I answered the phone and said, "Hey, just so you know, I'm not trading Gibbs because he's always wanting Gibbs, and the only time I ever get offers are for Gibbs, right?"
Okay,
yeah. But he's been really wanting Gibbs. So I was like, okay, well, after Gibbs didn't do that great as the starter, I was like, all right, I'm willing to trade Gibbs. But every time you trade with Coleman haggles with you. He never, ever just straight up, without talking, accepts something. And I sent him a random trade. And my plan was, I was so down bad on my team, I was like, I'm going to send a trade offer to every single person in the league. Coleman was the first one I did. Less than 2 minutes later, when I went to send the next one, it wouldn't let me because he had already accepted the trade.
I'm trying to send it to Gibbs.
So then we hear it's possible that, and this is what I want to know, that he thought that he got Jamal Williams and Montgomery mixed up and thought that Montgomery was on the IR because Montgomery is already practicing and might even play tomorrow.
It's just a thigh bruise.
Right.
Never even heard of that.
Which is the biggest reason why I was like, okay, Gibbs even as the starter didn't look that great. I'm definitely down. And I also got rid of the other guy who's like Wilson. Maybe something could happen there, but Jesus, they both suck. So
yeah, it was Pitts, Gibbs, and Wilson going to Coleman, and Will received Hawkinson and Ramondre Stevenson.
the more I think about it, the more I think actually did pretty good on that trade.
Really, though, how I feel, I mean, it's clear, but I view both sides in a way, kind of gave up because I feel like Stevenson's not performing well either. I feel like Coleman gave up on Stevenson, and then there's the potential that did you give up on Gibbs and Wilson? But I think
I did, but
it was the
I
trade
have to give up on people right now.
that you needed to do.
If I was 1 and 2, even then, I'd still would have taken that trade. But that's where you start like, okay, it's 2 and 1. I wouldn't do the trade because then you're like, okay, these two guys are guys. I'm hoping something changes. Like Wilson, a new quarterback, or Gibbs. Gibbs, I do think even with Montgomery there, will slowly become better and better.
He's just pretty much Swift from last year on that team.
But he's
I
not
feel
getting
like.
the passing work either.
I know. I just feel like he's getting.
I think he'll get more passing work when
opportunities, but
Montgomery is playing. That's when Gibbs will get more passing.
We'll see. I mean, yeah.
Gibbs, I don't think will be as good as Swift his rookie year though. Swift's rookie year actually was pretty good.
I think my thing with this trade is that like Will has one proven player in Hawkinson and one like underperforming in Stevenson, like what you're talking about, Zach, with like giving up.
Yeah.
But then like Coleman, he got two people who like you just hope will have a good
got
second
three
half of the year.
underperformers.
Yeah. So like I'm like questioning like what is he gonna do right now? Like he is one of the deepest teams. in the
Coleman
league,
says
though.
Gibbs will be an
So,
RB1.
That's a bold statement.
It's not crazy bold. It's not crazy bold, but it is possible. It's definitely possible.
He's got a rough start to the
I'm
year
thinking
to do
RB. I'm
that.
thinking top 12.
You go to 12, okay.
It's possible.
I mean,
It's actually not even that rough of a start.
There's a world.
How
where
many
that
injuries are we accounting for?
It's
for that
not
to
as
happen?
rough
Yeah.
a start as you would think. He's one of those guys that he's not had a bad week. Where the fuck is he?
He's not scored over 10.
I know, but he's not scored under like 8 or something, right?
7, 8, 9.
7, 9, yeah, so 7 and 2 9s. And the first week he played 27% of the snaps. They're getting him acclimated. Like it's not.
The bad thing is though, he looked the best week 1, and the dude fell flat on his face on a touchdown.
Yeah.
And ever since
That would
then, he's
probably
not
change
looked as
everything.
good. Yeah, he's not looked as good since then.
But if you remember correctly, DeAndre Swift, his first ever game, dropped a wide open touchdown pass in the end zone to win it, like with 0 seconds left.
Yeah, great. Now look at him.
Yeah,
He's not on the
Now he's
team.
showing it.
Well, but he's doing good. But he did good that season.
Coleman said he's gotten more and more work every week. Hard to talk about that right now,
Yes,
Coleman, because he had to be the starter last week.
The point of
and he still only got 60%.
And the week before was the week he got injured, that Montgomery got injured. So
we'll see, but I do agree. I mean, it was a good trade. But here's the funny part.
there's a reason his nickname was Montgomery's bitch.
Yeah, nicknames do not carry over when you do a trade.
Oh, they don't?
We were talking about it. Yeah, we were looking to see.
That's too bad.
Coleman dropped Pitts today. I found that very interesting. I mean, we all know where Pitt stands. He's a name, and everyone's upset with it. But when you're willing to make that type of trade, and then you just go and get a Higbee type player off of the waivers, it just seemed odd to me in a way. But usually, when you're willing to downgrade a tight end, you have to have that backup plan. But
Yeah, now he's on the waiver wire, right?
Yeah,
I'm there.
streaming.
Are you there? No. Are you there?
No.
No.
Actually,
No one else is here.
Just
It fucking sucks.
maybe he's just trying to get people to spend more fab, you know?
And they
Yeah.
probably will. They probably will spend some fab on Pitts.
I'm
Man,
for
it
it,
is
Coleman. Good
interesting
job.
with the Pitts thing.
Yeah.
Because he's finally, well,
He did get 9
he's getting
targets.
more and more work
Yeah.
each week.
All we're
It's
doing
like
is telling the
Coleman
league that they should put more money on Pitts.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lay it down.
We're doing what Coleman does, what Coleman tried to do with Jerome Ford and other players. Talk it down, talk it
Here's
up.
the thing, though. Dropping Pitts is there's no everything I listen to so many podcasts just for fun. I don't really follow their advice, but they all do say you can drop Pitts and you can drop Pitts. And Pitts, he is playable just because tight ends are so bad, but he's not any better, at least so far, and hasn't been ever in his career better than a streaming tight end.
No.
I just think the trade
you're
just
just-
down to Gibbs.
We're
stuff
constantly
after
hoping.
that. Like,
Yeah, Pitts was a throw-in, really.
Yeah,
But
Pitts
because
was
I took
it
a
was
tight end.
Gibbs and Wilson for Hawkins.
He
Stevenson,
just
right?
holds enough
It's just-
value sometimes. I don't think he did in this situation because he dropped him, but he does hold enough value sometimes where someone's like, okay, I'm getting a different.
Yeah, he's
tight
like
end.
an extra throw in, right?
Yeah.
But it comes down to Gibbs in his workload and how he's going to do. Because Stevenson, even though Zeke's there, I feel like Stevenson will be, the prominent back there. It just comes down to Gibbs in this trade. If Gibbs pops off, I think Coleman ends up winning it. But
And I
at
think
the
that was-
moment, I think it skews more
Yeah.
well.
And I think that's what you have. You have two opposite teams in two different situations.
The other thing that could happen
One
is the
took the
Jets could add a
gamble.
different
Yeah.
quarterback.
And that's the thing. Coleman took the gamble. Wilson, like you said, if
Yeah.
the quarterback comes in, I mean, he
Coleman
hit
took
on
the
that.
gamble.
He took
That's
the
what
gamble.
happened. Coleman took the gamble, and I took the just give me something.
Yeah.
Stay boring route.
That's
You
how
have
it
two
was.
very boring-ish players.
I have two
honestly.
really boring.
Yeah.
Hawkinson is not
Well,
boring.
but he's
What
still
the
a
heck?
tight
He
end.
is. He's not
No,
boring because he's a tight end.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, he is just a big blundering white tight end running
I
around.
don't know.
out
Ask
there.
Mike.
That's all you need, man.
Hot God.
He's a
I
hot
agree,
guy.
Yeah.
but he's boring.
He's a
Pitts-
beast,
Pitts is less
God.
boring.
I also have an issue. next week.
Exactly. If
Evans
Garrett
and
gets a new
Cooper.
QB, he'll blow up.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Evans, Cooper
Coleman
on
just
bye.
start
I think
Mostert.
everyone's the next week's bye
Yeah.
apocalypse. I think
It's crazy.
The next 2 weeks.
5.
Yeah.
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 It's
Week
unreal.
5 and 6 are crazy.
And the 10's another big one for a lot of people. But yeah, I don't
Yeah,
remember
because
week
buys are coming up.
5 being a thing.
I don't remember 5
So-
being. I don't remember the first
like-
ever bye week being a crazy bye week.
It was like week 8 one year. It was like the earliest ever been.
8. It seemed like it was always 8 and 9.
Yeah.
I say let's wrap up this trade. Each person give it a grade for each person.
Okay,
Give it a
okay.
grade. So, Will, you want to go first?
I don't know how to grade it from my.
For like, just like, I guess you're right. You were in it. So, I mean,
I'm
how do
very
you feel about
happy
it?
with
You're
it.
very happy. Zach.
I don't think it
I-
changed my team.
Honestly, I'm giving it B's to both of them. I think they both are fine not doing it, and then it helped both of them outright. I like it better for Will because I just feel like Coleman has to decide who do I start, when do I start him, and I leave Mostert on my bench
I
all the
think the
time.
better question for both of you guys and you. I don't think that matters. I think what matters is. Did my team become did the trade that we just made make my team all of a sudden like a team that competes? No. Did my team really affect Coleman's chances of winning weeks? Probably not very much. If it did, it could have, but also could help. Like that, if you look at it that way, it's not a super.
I think, to me, it gave your team more value. And that's something you need.
I think you
I
would
think you
have.
got more value out of the trade.
Maybe.
So you can make other moves.
I will say the 2 people I trade are the only 2 people that anyone ever approaches me about. Like Garrett Wilson
You already got rid of both
and
of them.
Gibbs are the 2 people that anyone ever approaches me.
should've
It may not be like the best thing for your team, but in regards to your team value, I think it helped.
Okay.
So that's the way
I'm happy
I
with
put
it.
Were you unanimous last vote this year? This week?
Logan's gonna give me Will. No, somebody you voted me not last somehow. It's 2 weeks in a row.
I'm the only one.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row.
All
One
right,
person
I just
decided
threw it
not
out.
to vote me last.
No, you vote, huh?
I thought someone else was there with me. All right.
What's your grade?
I will say for Will, it
Oh,
was
no.
an A.
There was someone else.
Oh,
So 2.
let's go!
Oh,
You had
okay.
two. You had 2 votes where you weren't last.
I'm 8th
so,
twice. Let's
yeah.
get it.
So you moved up a little bit. So
I will
I'm
say.
waiting. Next week, I'm coming for that unanimous spot.
1.
So Will, I give you an A for this just because I love Hawkinson. I'll give Coleman. I'll give him a B only because this would have been far worse if it was any other team. But because now you can start Mostert and not Gibbs for the time being.
He's not starting Mostert.
Well, you should start Mostert for the time being until Gibbs develops. And then it'll either turn to a C or an A depending on how Gibbs
The
does.
thing is, well, Gibbs, he might start. If Montgomery doesn't play, and especially because it's an early week, because they play tomorrow, that I would play Gibbs in that situation, especially I think they're playing.
I'm speaking into existence. Just start
Okay.
Mostert.
Mostert.
Forget about
Mostert
Thursday
for the
night.
win.
You should start Mostert too. He should. I can't remember who he
No,
is. He should
you
start both those guys. If Montgomery doesn't play.
He has
What do you
withdrawal
give
on as well.
Me?
Yeah.
I give the slight edge to Will right now, just based off what I have to work with. I give Will an A- and Coleman a B.
That's better than what I ever did in school.
Yeah, at the current
A
state.
B, I'd be happy.
If
with.
it's later on, maybe this changes, right? But it's
Yeah.
all depending on the quarterback situation and the role for Gibbs for me.
Okay, there was another trade.
There was.
Ooh.
We had Kevin and Robin with a trade yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Kevin received CD, and then 2 other players that don't matter. He received Gus Edwards and Traylon Burks, and Robin received, I'm going to say these names very slowly and clearly for you guys, Michael Pittman, Javonte Williams, and Romeo Dobbs.
Why'd you say him?
Because they sound like terrible players, man. Why did he? No, I'm going to be honest. You go in, and if you've not gone and looked at Pittman's stats, the dude is killing it this year. I was very shocked to see it, but
Wish I could.
it's not the type of trade I thought Robin would go out and get with a CD type player, but his team needed depth. It's the tale as old as time.
All
That's what
right.
we were
Yeah,
talking about.
depth
So,
versus star player.
yep.
Um,
So it was a 1 for 3 essentially.
So okay, so
1.5.
yeah, what it
Yeah,
is
so it's
there's
0.5.
there's 5 mediocre players in there, and then there's CD Lamb,
Yeah.
and that's why I think a lot of us are like a little surprised by it. Not like it's not a bad trade.
But when you look at Pittman, then it doesn't seem as
You're playing
bad.
that game of you're looking at current recent stats, which I used to always do
Yeah.
instead of name value. And yes, Pittman does look pretty good, but wow,
Yeah, he's good. He's pretty good. Yeah,
you gotta get in there and
thank you.
see because
You're
everyone's
still talking about Pittman though.
Yeah, that's,
He's the number 1 receiver.
yeah.
But for the Colts, who's going to be running?
But here's the
quarterback?
thing, yeah. Is it Minshew's Pittman or is this Richardson's Pittman? Because week 1, it was a lucky thing at the end.
No, that's not.
No, actually, yes. Week 1 was a screen
Green
pass.
pass.
That's not luck. That's football. What do you mean?
But
Yeah,
that's
but
football,
Pittman-
baby. That's right.
Pittman is not going to be.
Robin's right.
It's a college offense.
He's not going to take screens to the house every week. That's not going to happen. He's not going to do it actually the rest of the season. He's not going to do it.
I just mean,
He's
is
slow.
this a Minshew product at this point? I haven't been able to see all the games, but I just know what happened week 1 is Pittman was doing better than everyone thought, but it all rode on that last drive.
Well, all I'm saying is I would take a guy who plays 98% of the snaps, number 1 receiver, and
Are you the one who traded him?
well, yeah.
That's why he has a sales
Yeah,
pitch. It's a sales pitch.
You already won the trade.
Oh, oops. Okay.
Can you pull up Javonte Williams stats for me? I want to see that. I
Seven.
wanna
And
see that.
great.
A great floor player. A great.
With his role maybe expanding.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
50% snap
I just want to see his
share.
stats because I actually don't know what it is.
It's pretty bad. So 7 points he's averaging basically every week. He gets 7. He's not even 50% of the snaps. His attempts have gone down once every week, but last week you can't count.
That was a blowout. It was a blowout game.
Yeah, but they weren't taking out their starters. Not till I don't even think they ever did.
I stopped watching the game. I don't know.
No, honestly, for me,
Williams only goes up.
I think these are where the 2 players are good, and I get that the 3rd player is hard to get more. I just don't know if I like Romeo Dobbs.
Look at pull up Dobbs.
But Watson,
We know Dobbs has been good, but
yeah,
Watson's
okay.
been
but Watson's not there. But I know Dobbs has that role. But at what point do you ever feel the confidence to start Dobbs? So I'm just wondering, could have Robin
It
given
happens
you
if he keeps doing this.
giving you something else, and then he got like another higher player.
My guess is clearly Robin has the confidence to start these guys.
I don't know about Dobbs.
My thing is with Dobbs and Pittman, I only see them going down from where they're at. Now they might not, but that's where I would project it. But with Williams, I do see it going up because he's coming off of an injury that was like a really bad injury.
Right.
So
that
he will probably get better.
really bad.
Assuming the team has to get a little bit better.
Yeah.
Would have you done this trade, honestly? I know you told me in the car, but honestly, would have you done this trade with Addison instead of Dobbs?
No, I
Never
wouldn't. No,
did.
Addison is
I
a
don't
league
believe
winner. Mike, Vikings wide receivers are league winners.
Yeah.
Justin
They
Jefferson the year you dropped him, Addison the year
But
you
Jefferson's
traded.
still there.
Yeah, Jefferson's still there. It's a little different on that, but
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you
So you wouldn't have done it with Addison and
No.
That's surprising to me because I think Dobbs has a chance to actually be the number 1 wide receiver for the Packers, and Addison doesn't have that chance. He's not in the without injury. He's not in the run.
But you're not asking for the number 1. You're asking for the guy that's not being watched that gets the 50-yard catch and
right.
the
They're
touchdown.
airing it out.
Right, but-
Totally.
So are the Packers. They're airing it out.
That's fair. They are right now.
No, that is how the discussion went though, because he talked about Addison, and I was like, no, like I can't do it. Like this is the best I can do.
Would you guys rather have Addison over Dobbs?
Yeah.
I think I would have more confidence starting him. I think they're very
Starting Addison?
on my starting lineup. I just think I'd have that little more confidence.
Really?
I know
I
Dobbs
would.
has a stat line, but you're asking me to trust the Packers and Jordan Love, who hasn't had Aaron Jones right now, so
Yeah.
or Christian Watson. So it's a very
You're not even starting Addison.
Well, maybe I will.
well, but you're
maybe.
also talking about Kevin's team. We're not talking
Maybe.
about Robin's team.
I know,
so.
but I'm now talking. I'm just curious because Addison, he's only scored 14 twice and 8, and the 214 with touchdowns. You have to get touchdowns. His yards are terrible.
What?
60, 70, and 50.
That's pretty good. That's respectable.
I don't see how you're calling league winner on this guy when
The second half
also
of the year.
but he's got to stay behind Hawkinson and Jefferson.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm taking
Hawkinson's
receipts.
a big point because
Yeah.
Hawkinson wasn't there when JJ was there.
KJ
That's a
Osborne
great
was
point.
basically this
and
guy.
KJ Osborne, yeah.
Coleman, I am shocked Robin did that. Watson hasn't played this year. And Logan said he picked Will on the trade.
We missed that part, but yeah, because we've had this conversation before. I can't remember. Maybe it was the original trade that you guys did. I think
Godwin
even
and-
Coleman brought it up or something that like there's a lot of mouths to feed on that Vikings offense, and it's kind of like the Chargers in a way. But those are the teams that I feel you can have the confidence in starting those deeper players.
Josh
Yeah.
Palmer before Williams got hurt is what that is.
Yeah, yeah.
I just-
No, that's
Josh
a third.
Palmer,
That's a
ooh.
third.
Yeah,
Well,
Hawkins is the second.
I guess.
I like
You
that
you
take.
have Eckler. You have Eckler on that offense.
Okay, well when Eckler's not playing, then.
Yeah.
But even
Yeah.
when Eckler's not playing, Palmer's
Yeah.
not good.
Who has Palmer?
He's at
We're about to get to that.
Nice.
Kevin. We're about to get to that.
Okay. Sorry.
We got to do the grade segment. We got to do what we
yeah.
I
did.
think Addison on another team, amazing. I don't know why you're right. I'm getting too stuck up on Addison here. You're right.
But
Do the grade.
I view it as the last trade. It's very situational. How do I look at this and then not say, how did it work for each person? How do I value the people's names? But I got to give Kevin an A- on it. You look at his team, he still has depth. He gained a potential starting running back when healthy. He got the best player in the trade, CD. And then Robin made his team a little better. There's just some question marks for me. I felt like he could have got a little bit more, so I got to give him a B.
Just a depth move,
Yeah.
pretty much.
What happened? It really is interesting. Robin traded for the guys who are performing right now, which I usually like doing. Dobbs is performing. He's getting touchdowns at least. Wow, he's not getting yards, but he's getting touchdowns.
Him and Addison are the same player. They're just on
They
different
do
teams.
look, in terms of stats, they
They're
look
very
pretty
They're just on different
Yeah.
teams.
Whatever.
And the Packers, you know, I get it. Packers.
Hey, boy.
There was one more I wanted to... What was the trade? Pittman, Dobbs, and Williams. And then you got...
CD and
CD.
Gus.
Oh, I wanted to check
were
Burks.
And Traylon Burks.
Terrible.
Has he been terrible? I think
No,
he's good.
He had one play where he got
What do you-
70 yards like 2 weeks ago, and he
I
did
don't see
nothing.
how he's a throwaway. Is he? Okay.
No, he's not a
It
throwaway.
was at like 3.93.
I'm not dropping him.
Wow.
Enjoy 'em.
Yeah, he's been pretty bad.
They can't even give the ball to Derrick Henry correctly right
I'd rather
now.
have Kyle Pitts on my team than Traylon
He's
Burks.
played two good defenses, though.
A
Like,
bold
Cleveland's like the best
statement.
defense in
I
football.
don't think it's that bold.
Hopkins...
I really don't think it's that bold.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Pitt-
I dropped...
Burks.
Burks got dropped in my other league. I'm surprised.
Who would you rather have? Pitts or Burks?
Burks.
Pitts.
I think I would take Pitts just for
For the tight
potential.
end. The tight end.
No.
Burks has more potential. Burks could be the new A.J. Brown there, because Hopkins is old.
Wow.
No.
Will and I agree.
Wow.
No.
That's
See,
how you know
he
you-
as a person could be. But Tannehill has done this since that time.
Burks is 1 year. Yeah, but he's played really tough defenses. Tannehill has.
Yeah, also, Burks doesn't play, so he's even worse than A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown used to not want to play for the Titans. Burks really doesn't want to play for the Titans. He's already like, I'm out of here.
Grade wise, I'll give an A to Kevin and a B minus to C plus for Robin.
Do you want to give
No, I'm not grading that. Go ahead.
100.
For Kevin,
Extra credit.
I'm a little emotional about it because I was close to getting a deal done for CD as well. But I'll give Kevin an A plus because anytime you can get the elite wide receiver,
rather have neither.
you go for it. I'll give Robin. I'll give him a B because he went for the depth move and he needs depth on this team because his flexes were rough. So I get it. So
Robin might have made the smarter choice. He might have.
Yes.
He played the guys who are playing, but right now
he needs depth, and that's what he got. So we'll see how it goes. And CD wasn't. But if you look at CD's stats, he hasn't really been doing that.
Last week he was terrible.
He had like 8.
He hasn't got a touchdown either, and they're really not passing the ball well. So it is an interesting big name player to trade. So.
Yeah, it's one I think you can move because it hasn't been amazing for him by no means. But
he's pretty good actually.
8, 19, and 8.
I'm talking about like where you're looking at because like his snap percentage is good. He got 13 targets.
Oh, he obviously his snap percentage.
Dude is not going to be on it.
No, that matters compared to the players he traded away. Like you were talking about Pittman's snap percentage. You just kept talking about it.
No, he was. He was fail pitching you. Yeah. Of course, the number one wide receiver is on the field.
He got 11 catches and 143 yards in week 2. That's
that was it.
What did he do in week 1?
He had 77 yards.
How many points?
10.
You're big yards guy.
That's good. That's good, but
that matters because the touchdowns.
I mean, if you look at it, Pittman outscored him.
Yeah,
like Pittman has outscored him. So I mean, I get the now. Obviously, I'd rather have CD. Like not be crazy here, but
I mean, I'm saying
that's what my point was.
Other than the little bit of week 2 outlier, he's Garrett Wilson at this point in time.
Right. That's a good way to put it.
I mean, that's exactly it.
Except Garrett Wilson doesn't get that many targets, not even close that many.
But it's the same thing. I mean, it's the same thing. But that's all he's doing with that. But obviously, a lot of people wanted CD. There was a big...
It's CD. Like, you're going to take the chance. But if you're going to sell a superstar, he's probably the one to sell.
Blowout week 1 for CD. That's true. The first game, they didn't even...
It was 40-0.
They were
There are going to be a lot of games like that.
No, not anymore. Not with Diggs out.
We thought the Cardinals, boy, were we wrong.
And I don't know if this is true, but my guess is when they played the Jets, that Sauce Gardner was on CD. He got 143 yards.
Oh,
no.
that
was the big thing.
Okay.
Because everyone said it. Sauce was only on him one time.
So was it the guy who got 3 interceptions week 1?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a good team to get 143 yards.
No, it definitely is. But they were in shambles, man.
They were in shambles last week, but they had everyone was injured, including their whole offense.
It's all right. Kevin went and got a little guy who's going to get hurt. He knows it.
Pretty much.
He was questioning
You're going to do this. They like to pull you every time.
I hate that.
Then I'll just throw in Addison. It's fine.
That's trades.
CD does not get hurt. CD doesn't ever miss. He's missed one game.
You'll knock out the wood, Kevin.
He's missed one game his entire career.
Just not enough. All right. What do we got?
Last year.
So now we have waivers on the week.
Oh, God.
So we had a big spender. And he is here.
We had 2 big spenders.
I get your...
Without A-Chain, the league didn't get spent as much as it normally would. A-Chain or Dell normally would have gotten... There would have been a lot higher bids in there.
I would be curious what A-Chain would have gone for.
In the other league that I have, that he wasn't on waivers, he went for... He went for 69, I think.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Because it's still a very interesting situation.
It's not the most
for us.
He's not the one. He's not guaranteed to be the one.
I think at the time when Ford was taken in this league, that seemed more valuable than A-Chain now, being a backup running back.
Yeah. So I guess, Kevin, you were the big spender. Walk us through why you picked up Josh Palmer for the amount you did.
Second highest bid. He bid 22. Second highest bid was 7.
Yeah.
You made sure you got him.
I am kicking myself because I originally had $11.
Wow.
Then I changed it to 14. And then I changed it to 19.
That's what you do when it's a guy you're like, I really want to get this guy.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
Yeah.
But I thought he would have gone the range you got him.
Yeah, so here's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, Mike Williams obviously tore his ACL. And yes, Quentin Johnson is there, but he's a rookie still learning the system. Palmer did go off last year when injuries happened to both Keenan and Mike though.
Yeah.
And he knows the system, has some connection with Herbert.
Palmer went off last year, huh?
He did.
What?
He was
He
up and
had
down.
some games,
was up
did he
and
not?
down.
What are you talking about?
He had some
2,
games.
11, 12, 3, 3, 10,
No,
14,
not that early.
5.
Not that early.
Wait, okay, then 26, and then 8, 9, 7, 7, 2, 0, 7. And he played the game he got
Okay,
0.
26. See,
One game.
His
But that's not
stealing
bad for a
is-
waiver pickup with
yeah.
a hurt Herbert.
We're talking about, okay, yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. You said he went off last year. That threw me.
Okay,
now.
fine.
He was
but
wide receiver
fine.
68.
I would confidently play him in a bye week situation. Well, if 2 people on my team were on bye weeks, I would confidently play him. So that's what I was going with it. So I was like, why not? Let's spend them. I haven't spent all year because I always lose all these freaking waivers, which I lost another one earlier. I don't want to spoil that, but
Yeah,
so
no
anyways,
spoilers.
yeah.
I like it. Your team, depth. He's a pretty sure thing. I think it's better that Keenan Allen is not out this year. So I think Palmer has a little bit. But
Yeah,
I will
what you
say-
want is for Palmer to take the Williams role
Yes.
instead of try to play some sort of.
But
I mean, they could just game script for only Palmer
Yeah.
last year.
But
Really bad quarterback.
The interesting thing for me on the Chargers this year is Donald Parham is actually a factor
just for the.
Just for the end.
the end zone. But I think that's the that's where you want to see Palmer beyond.
I think Everett was getting those last year. I think
But
that this is the tight end.
Does it matter though? Herbert threw 47 times. Everyone can eat in that offense.
Well,
Well,
we got
I-
Eckler coming back too. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think.
that's-
I think your ceiling is so low with Palmer though.
I absolutely hate the pickup, especially for 20. Was it 22?
I like Palmer for.
That is
10 or
way
less.
too much, bro. You're never gonna start him.
Yeah, you're.
You have
That's not
Addison
true.
there.
Bipocalypse is happening.
I
You
love
might
the
start
pickup.
him one week.
Okay, perfect.
I love the pickup just because it means he spent fat.
Or
That's
he's
true.
gonna be the number 1 player in a trade next week for like
You're right.
I don't know.
There's always a Josh Palmer though on the waivers. There's always a Josh Palmer.
Well, let's talk about. That's true.
I mean,
There
There is-
always is a
A
player
wide
you
receiver
think you
too that
get.
you can plug and play. And every once in a while he'll be
Like you
good.
don't get Marvin
Yeah.
Mims.
Tank Dell.
High flyer offense. You
Yeah.
can't get that often. He is on a high flyer offense.
All right, well let's talk about the other pickup that got way overbid compared.
I'm
to
gonna
the
let
second.
you talk about it because you didn't like it.
I don't. I love the defense with their matchup their schedule coming up. But you bid 13 on a defense.
Here's the thing, but he
Yeah,
spreads it out over 4 weeks, and it's like only $3 pickup
I-
each week.
But you could just, or you no one's putting 13.
No, I didn't. I had to look at the.
I don't know
people
if
that
it's
did.
ever happened.
I know I overspent, but like I did not feel confident putting 8.
We're not talking. We're not. What we're doing here is not dogging on the players in terms of like you
Here's
shouldn't
how
have
much
gotten
money
this
that
guy.
was spent.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're dogging on how much money was
I
spent.
gotcha.
You didn't have to spend $13.
Well, that's obviously I know that now.
Wait.
I didn't.
I mean,
Usually, it seems like the highest they ever go for is 5. If you want to really make sure you get them, I think 7 is like a make sure
You
get
do
them.
like the matchups coming up? I mean, they're
Oh,
not that great.
They're pretty good defense, and their matchups coming up are
I don't
Tampa
know.
Bay,
right now is when they're back.
New England, Houston, Jacksonville,
yeah,
New
later on,
Orleans,
really good.
Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Like there's
Okay.
no,
They're
there's
playing the
no,
worst division.
there's
Oh,
no,
okay.
yeah, exactly, terrible
Okay,
division.
okay.
There's no like,
Someone dropped him.
Yeah, I know.
there's no like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah,
god, this is the worst team ever. But
I wish I did.
they don't play any tough teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't play any top teams. I wish I held on to them. $13, a little rich.
I mean-
in the current situation,
I don't
I
spend,
get it.
though.
But
Yeah.
All you
It
can
was a
literally
little
start them
rich.
all year long is the
but
one.
I would rather spend $13 on them than $22 on Josh.
Oh my god.
That's all I wanted.
If Josh Palmer goes off this year,
I agree,
you will
just
not hear
because
the
you
end
can
of it.
start that team. He's going to start the defense every week, but it's
not
still the
not against CJ Stroud though, because
You're right. He's
legit.
a dog.
He
He
man.
is.
God,
Yeah.
Rookie of the year.
do not play him.
It's unreal. Yeah. But I mean, you got to pull it up there. We had a Tyler Higbee for Kyle Pitts, which we talked about. I'd say the
What's he spent on Higbee?
I was surprised by the $6 for Higbee, who's
He's a dog, man.
but Higbee. This is Higbee's role in our league always. Higbee is picked up, dropped for 3 years. Picked up, dropped, picked up, dropped.
Coleman was a Higbee
And they-
roller
he's a
last
believer.
year. No, I think he rolled with him last
He's a
year.
believer.
Oh, I
So,
do not think.
I'll be honest. I like Higbee though. He gets the snap share, 96% last week, 5 targets, 5 receptions,
Coleman's in here.
71
You don't have to
yards.
go out. Just ask
Yeah.
Coleman. Coleman did.
9.6. If you get
Coleman, did you
9.6
roster
every week,
Higbee
I'll be
last year?
That's
I
For
rostered Higbee.
how long?
I remember picking up Higbee last year.
He
though.
definitely had him at the end of the year.
He had him for a
Yeah.
good portion.
I remember him talking about it.
I don't know. I remember him on Logan's team.
I remember on Coleman's, but regardless,
I don't know.
I like
Check
the.
it.
I
You guys-
mean,
you guys keep talking. I'm just curious.
Okay.
$6 is a little rich.
He definitely didn't have Higbee.
What was the
Oh,
next
yeah.
biggest offer?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, because I think at the end of the day, if you really look at it, you're the only person that would have made a play for it. But
Yeah, that's kind of where you got to play that game.
Yeah.
It's like, who's really going to go for this?
Okay,
title?
so last year I added him, dropped him, added him, traded him.
So
Is that what you were so
That's why I'm
confident?
so-
Yeah.
But I feel like a year before, I actually added him for $19.
I mean, $6.
Oh, so
though.
$6 was a steal.
I think that was right after he had a big game. Game Cup was out.
I mean, $6 isn't crazy.
No.
No, it's not like 22.
If you know you want a
player.
player, you have to spend to go
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Higbee is life.
Did Higbee have a good?
Yeah.
He did have a pretty good week.
This was his first one that he had a little better.
He looks like Pitts. He looks exactly
He
like
looks like a tight end.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's just.
Here's the one that I am
Although
surprised
snap percentage
about.
is really good for Higbee, I will say.
Yeah, that's right.
Like Pitts is like 60%. He's playing every
Yeah,
down.
he doesn't split like that. But CH got picked up for $6, and then McKinnon got picked up for $2.
Who picked up CH?
We had a Dolt for CH and a Logan. I
You're weird
believe,
about this,
for
thinking that it
McKinnon.
like means something.
I just don't. I mean, like
They're all usable players. Is the problem.
where? Okay, I
We got
was not paying
15
attention.
attempts.
Where did CEH? Did he get it
It was
at the
a
end
blowout.
of the game when there was a blowout and Mahomes and other
Probably.
people were? Because like that's for me. Where does CEH get the point? Are you hoping for a Pacheco injury, or does CEH ever have a startable role? There's a three-headed running back monster there.
You're hoping that one guy gets injured, I guess. When your Dalt's team, me and Dalt are in a situation where you're going to pay money for a guy that you're just hoping to God something happens and you're
That's
going to be good.
Something.
If Pacheco goes down, CEH is very, very valuable considering he can be valuable without or with Pacheco there.
I just don't.
No, I agree. $6 is much. Six
I believe at one point in time, I just
$6 is much, but that's it's not. $6 is $6.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever are like if even with the Higbee one, it's like that's
Hey,
surprising, but
you give me $6 right now.
no,
Just no, right now, just real. It's $6, $6.
Would you rather have?
Yeah.
Would you rather have CH for 6 or AJ Dillon for 5?
AJ don't.
That's a good. I don't know.
I did add AJ Dillon for $6.
I don't know.
Hey, what is up with AJ Dillon though? What is up with that?
I don't know, but I think I'd take the shot on AJ Dillon as well.
He looks.
They've
horrible.
played some pretty tough run defenses though.
They're both the same thing. You're rostering, but I will say AJ Dillon got the one thing that you hope, and that's Aaron Jones being out, and he didn't capitalize this
Right.
time.
No, I
Yeah,
agree. But
so
there's 3 guys there. CH.
yeah,
He had 15 attempts and only got 12 points. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. Shoot your shot. I actually.
got to.
I have no.
On another note, you outbid me by $1 for the Bengals, which I was really pissed about. I really, really, really wanted the Bengals defense.
It's a good bid.
That is a good bid.
It sucks getting outbid by $1. Josh Downs went for 2. I got Downs. Oh wow!
I was
You had
supposed to get
5 on.
yeah.
Ooh.
But
Oh, did we
I had
crash?
too many.
There we
He was
go.
my
That's
backup.
a cool
plan.
button.
Clear it.
He was my backup plan. So
Over Palmer.
yeah, if I didn't get Palmer,
Is he playing really well with Minshew?
He played really well with Minshew.
Yeah.
He was already fine
was
before, but he
doing
got
well.
12 targets.
Yeah. Dang.
That's the thing. He's a rookie, so you're hoping that goes up. But
and he's a
Dude.
slot guy too.
yeah,
Sleepy pickup and DJ Shark. That's gonna be a good pickup. He was good
What?
last week.
But that's Dalton. That's
I also
that
got
was CDs.
Taysom Hill. I will say I didn't care as much because I put that waiver bid in before the trade. So then I was like, okay. But I was surprised he dropped Hill because I think the thing with Hill is like he's so bad most weeks, but most tight ends are so bad most weeks, and you're hoping you can get that boom game.
Yeah, but Kamara's
Yeah.
back. That's my thing.
Kamara,
I think when Kamara's there, they use him more. I
Guess how many-
swear.
guess how many 1,000-yard rushing seasons Kamara's had?
None, I'm gonna assume.
5.
Can we
Zero.
combine
Never-
receiving yards though? Because that's
Yeah.
really what he is.
Yeah.
I think that.
If we're talking about the goal line, Hill's the running guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
He's not the receiving guy.
they got to get in the goal line.
Yeah. But
All
yeah,
right, that's
That's
and then
waiver
Jordan
for the
Love got
week.
picked up again.
Had a fun week.
Jordan Love.
Kind of a sleeper week.
Well, it was.
Khalil Herbert
Yeah.
got dropped of note, by the way.
Whoa.
Whoa! Why are
Whoa.
you saying that?
Well, we're supposed to. This is supposed to be.
This
we're
is an
talking-
informative podcast.
Hey, y'all go out there and get that. It's Rashawn Johnson's job.
Oh
and I'll
my
just sit
God.
back and watch.
So Kyle Pitts and Herbert, who drop?
Can I ask some more questions to Kevin?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Then we'll hit these
Oh, I lost
rankings.
my. Give me a second. Sorry.
What?
Can you fill real quick?
Itinerary.
So Kevin, what is your favorite move of the year?
my favorite, like
Just
mine or
whoever-
the
You
Whatever.
or the spin?
Whatever you want to say.
Real-
You can do yours and then the league.
Okay, I think my favorite move of the year was getting Tyreek Hill.
Would you give up Chase for that?
I gave up Chase and JT
It's looking pretty good.
for Tyreek and
Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams, which I ended up flipping for CD. So
You
I
have Chase and JT.
That might be a lot,
yeah.
though.
It's a lot. At the time, I remember thinking though that Zach dominated that trade, and now it seems like Kevin won.
I still think Zach won the trade. I
What?
think it's gonna-
Really?
I think there's a very high chance
Really?
JT is
Give it a month.
Dude,
We'll see
I
where
don't.
we're at.
I don't think.
I
Chase
think
is gonna be-
Tyreek Hill. I think Kevin.
I think Cup and Tyreek Hill could be like for like.
No,
He got Cup in the trade too?
No. He already had Cup.
Oh, did you not get Cup?
No.
Oh, Chase could be like for like.
No.
Tyreek Hill, too.
Chase is
No,
gonna be
he can't.
inconsistent.
He can't be so like not well. Tyreek Hill's healthy. It's not. That's not close.
The only more guarantee than Tyreek Hill is McCaffrey this year. That's
I don't know.
the only.
I
Those
believe
are
it.
the
JJ.
only two guarantees.
I'd still quit that 50-50.
Okay.
JJ,
Sorry,
man.
I mean,
Okay, yeah.
I'm
fine,
missing
fine.
Tyreek, but I have to just believe in the JT aspect. I haven't seen how you flip Javonte. It's hard to like value the trade, but man, it's rough watching Tyreek. They are focusing him in the red zone, and he burned Pat Surtain on play one.
He's so freaking
It's
good.
freaking
Yeah.
insane.
And this is the
like-
first week I finally get to play against him anymore. The first 2 weeks I played against him both times.
Yeah, that was like the best moment ever. Like everyone who plays fantasy, like every Sunday, you dream of like your player scoring on the first play, like a 75-yard touchdown.
So then you're like, I'm good. I don't have to like stress
It
anymore.
never happens to me except for
Yeah.
I just remember one time, like 7 years ago.
Oh my-
Adrian Peterson. I drafted Adrian Peterson like after his injury, right after the ACL tear.
Oh, yeah.
And the week one started, and like I opened up my app, and it said Adrian Peterson 80-yard touchdown. And it was like the best feeling I've ever had. It's such a
always
good
fun to
feeling.
get that notification.
When you instantly get a massive touchdown.
We had keepers, and you traded them to me, and then a day later it was I was like, seriously?
I forgot about that.
Oh, that was
we got a
good.
JT isn't playing this year.
We got a JT.
We'll see. He has to play though to get his money.
Ooh, I hope not.
It'll be really interesting. The way it seems to me, it just makes me think of like the Le'Veon Bell situation where it's like, when is he coming back? And it never happens. Like it's just doesn't seem like he's gonna play. It's just weird.
For the Colts.
But I got another question.
Oh yeah. Go
All
ahead.
right. If you had Will's team, what's the first move you make?
Oh God.
Delete sleeper.
How do you, how do you
Drop.
how do you leave the league?
He shuts down the entire league as the commissioner.
I would say the first thing I do.
It better not be something that you want to
Well,
trade.
yeah, the first thing
I
I do.
would trade Hawkinson.
Yeah, I would definitely trade Hawkinson, and I would trade A-Chain for whatever I can get.
You think I'm
Those
getting A-Chain?
two.
If anyone is interested in A-Chain, send me some offers. I don't think A-Chain has that much value.
I think he has a lot of value.
I think he didn't even go for in the other league. I mean, he went for $69.
I don't care. I think
Ford
he'd
went
go
for
for
91. No one's gonna give that.
Even
I
if
think
you
he'd go
get
for
like
something.
Javonte and Pittman, I think that's fine.
Wow. If he
just
gets
saying.
that, that's
I'm
my.
just saying.
All I'd be doing.
That's CD value.
All I'd be doing if I traded A-Chain was trading for more
Okay, fine.
middle talent. I don't need more middle talent on this team. I have
Okay.
only middle talent.
We'll definitely trade Hawkinson. That's the first thing I would do.
All right.
All right, well, Hawkinson is on the trade
Hawkinson's
block.
on the trade block.
I'm
All right.
you an offer now.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Then my last question:
Oh, yeah.
what's the confidence level with your team? You think you got it all?
Ooh.
Is this the
Okay.
roster that's going to take
All
you
right.
to the promised land?
What's your finishing record?
If I don't trade.
No, with trading.
Okay. I think
It's your team from here.
All right, so first of all, let me put it this way. I'm trying to think of a good analogy. Right now, I think before the Cowboys game against the Cardinals, I feel like I'm Cowboys fans.
Okay.
Like thinking I'm already gonna win the Super Bowl.
I love it. I love it.
That's what I think right now. My team.
You
is.
think you're going? Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm like literally not to be overconfident. Knock on wood. I'm like literally looking through the schedule. Like, okay, when's my first loss gonna happen? And I'm like thinking
Who's
like
your first loss too?
this week. No, I'm just kidding. I think week 6.
Sleeper does kind of suck with some
No,
things.
week 7.
We got to send me an offer for Mostert here.
Week 7 against Zach, I think, is my first loss.
Week 7.
Because I think he'll have Cup back by then.
So who do you play week 4, 5, and 6?
What do you want? A-Chain? I'll give you A-Chain for Mostert, Coleman.
Wow. Let's see. I play Logan, Dalt, and then Brad.
Okay. You hear that, Logan Dalton, Brad?
Just
Got
don't
it
even
all
show
covered.
up.
But Brad's got some buys, though, that week, so.
But
Brad has a lot of buys, I think, coming up. He's getting them
Yeah.
out of the way, so that'll be.
Yeah.
That's a really nice thing to do.
All right, you guys got any further questions?
Let's do these rankings.
Yeah.
I say we start with number 9.
Okay.
Or no, number 10.
Number 10. Who's number 10?
Well,
It's me.
Congrats.
he didn't move. He's 0-3.
What's Will's floor and ceiling?
It's not much to talk about my team. Unless you want to talk about how bad my team is. There it is. Why are we doing the trade thing to look at teams? This is way better. I should just be doing. I can just click on shit. You can see someone's team.
Yeah,
That's true. I think it was early on, and we just kind of stuck with
My
it.
ceiling for Will, I think he can get to the 4 seed. I do. No, 5 seed. I'm sorry, 5 seed.
Yeah,
I think
four's
the
high.
ceiling, and I'm talking about
5 seed.
low.
I think
low
you can get to
percentage
the
is
5
last
seed.
seed.
I think you can get to the 5 seed.
I think you can get to the 7th.
Yeah,
I think-
I think the 7th is realistically possible.
There was a slight hope if the other team, but at the end of the day, no.
If this was my team right now and I wasn't 0-3, then maybe the 6 seed's in range. But without,
Here's the thing.
I'm 0-3.
You're
with the low
game
score.
out. You're game out from I think 5th.
Yeah, but then tiebreakers cost points for.
I understand that, but we're talking ceiling. I think he can get.
That's the other thing too. Tiebreaker. I'm already fucked on tiebreaker. I have 240
3
points.
weeks in.
I have 49 less points than Jordan got in our
Yeah,
league.
people were scoring over 200 last week. Actually, I saw people post higher than that just last week.
I got 140 points less than you,
Oh.
which is crazy because I was close to beating you. I almost beat you.
You did. You almost took me down.
Yeah, you're just the game out though, man. You
Yeah.
literally are. So
I can't give him 5.
Okay.
I would say 6, but
From a game out from 5. Wow. Well, from being tied with 5.
Yeah.
well, you're in the hunt.
If my team had hope,
I
like
don't.
good players. If my team had good players, 0-3 doesn't scare me. It's the team that scares me. Like I think Logan has chances, but at 0-3, it's the players I have that makes me think.
I honestly think you have some talent. I really do. I think you got.
Where?
Like
Hawkinson?
I said with the trade, your team gained value.
It
And that's
did.
all you
But
need.
I'm gonna have that happen way more time.
Get to work.
Maybe Tank will work for you. Tank
Yeah.
Dell.
Tank Dell.
I know. I'm
Pieces.
fingers crossed, but
Maybe.
Like, you got
Richardson.
pieces, man.
I need
Like, you got-
everyone to work.
You got people to work with.
I
Like,
need
you really
every
do.
single risk I'm taking to
Look at those names though, like A-Chain, Dell, Richardson. Like, who would have thought? Like,
my best player is Ramondre Stevenson.
no, actually, I think I gotta give it to Hawkinson.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my! For
My
me
best
though,
receiver is easily Hawkinson.
my comment for Will is I don't think there's any in between. I think it's last seed or 10th place.
All right, let's do this then. So we're doing the floor ceiling thing, but let's also say from here on out, from here.
Yeah.
So I'm 0-3, so you have to count that in
Yeah.
perspective.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many games do we play? 14
Yeah,
in a regular
14.
season? How many wins do I?
Well, this is where it doesn't sound like you
This
have
is
a
not-
chance at this.
The other two were, well, then he's talking about ceiling.
Yeah.
Ceiling and floor.
Yeah.
So, but guessing wise,
So we're
on
talking
my
about
team,
ceiling
0-3 already. So I have 11 games left. How many total wins do I have?
4.
I
As
I-
your ceiling.
my guess
Mine
is my
and
guess
mine.
is, my guess is 3.
I think
Okay.
6.
Okay. Well, wow.
6 is, that means I win more than half my games coming up.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Pop off, man.
All right.
Maybe 5.
Yeah, he's bolstering. He's putting you on a pedestal. I give you 4.
Yeah.
I think you get
I have already played 2 you guys, so that's nice.
Don't you play us again though?
you play.
Oh yeah.
That means I'll play you
Oh
guys again.
gosh,
Yeah.
you get one
Yeah.
win. Never mind.
You know Kevin
I'll
Steve will
go
be shit on me
5.
by the end of the year.
Oh my god, here we go.
That's great.
I think you can get 5 wins.
I think I can get 5.
Yeah,
It's
I think you can
possible.
get 5.
But what would you guess? What would you put me at? This
Oh,
one's
what
not
would
a
I
ceiling.
actually guess?
What would you
Our
guess?
actual guess.
Ugh. Do you change your team?
1
at
and
all, or is it
13
crazy?
Coleman 1.
Is it this one or is it? Do you change
It
your
doesn't-
team at all?
He,
I'll try.
whatever,
I'm gonna
whatever
try
team
my
he's
hardest.
got, what do you think he can do?
I'm
with
gonna
it?
try my hardest, but you know I don't have very good trade tools right now.
And I think maybe 2 wins.
I'm putting it at 3.
Dude.
I think 2's too low. I'll get lucky.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
5s too.
I'll
I
get
think,
lucky.
I think 4 is what I think 4 is.
Honestly, 4 is probably a good guess.
Yeah.
I
and then
bet I
5.
win 4. I think the worst we've ever had is like 3 or 4 wins.
No,
Okay,
2.
you and I both did it,
Yeah.
and Coleman's done
We
it.
call him
Yeah.
1 and
Yeah.
13.
So that's why I think
You and I did it the one year, and you were my 2 wins.
Okay.
Yeah. When my team was all
that was
injured.
a crazy year.
Yeah. All right, but that was 10.
All right. Who is 9?
The team is 1 and 2, not 0 and 3. Dolts. Coming in at 9.
All right. So we all know Delt's team. He's got Kelsey, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts.
Oh, it doesn't work because this is how it does it the rest of the time.
That's right. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts and who else?
Waller.
Oh, okay. Put him on the top right there.
He's got Watson coming back.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big one for him.
I don't think his team's that bad.
No, I don't think so either.
We go through this every time with him, but it's Najee, man. When you're like Najee's your main.
Brian Robinson's been pretty solid.
Yeah, I
He
actually
was
really
pretty bad
like
last
Brian
week.
Robinson.
Well, they were terrible last week.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
But what didn't their first 2 weeks? The first 2 weeks were literally terrible opponents. So I mean,
Yeah.
that kind of might be his normal.
Well, but I just think the quarterback had no chance in that game. I think he's going to get you your 9 points.
Here's the thing. Anytime you have Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and Kelsey, you can win a week.
Oh, let alone, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I just think we do that. We
All right,
talked about
don't say anything else
time.
about his team.
Yeah.
It's all Beck's gonna say.
Wait, he lost J.K. Dobbins. So.
That's all I gotta say.
Don't say.
Well, I gotta do my floor and
No, you can't. Yeah, you know, like you said, all you gotta do.
All right, Donald, done with your team.
No, he's got Jalen Hurts, which helps him. He's got Najee, which is. I mean, Damian Pierce looks great compared to Najee.
I don't know.
This guy is the worst starting running back in football by a landslide.
I saw some type of stat though. He has like the most 10-yard runs or something.
That's how bad he is.
Yeah.
He has no 10-yard runs, and that means every other run averages negative yards. And I promise that's true when you watch him because I have him in the league.
It's one or the other.
He gets negative yards most of his carries. Like he doesn't even get to the line of scrimmage.
Him and Josh Jacobs right now.
He is really fucking bad. And I don't even think it's. I'm sorry. It's not even the team's fault. It's just his. He is a bad player.
Oh my gosh. Does Warren
He's
get...
too slow for the pro game. He's just a big giant blundering idiot out there. The only time he gets the 10-yard runs, by the way, is when someone tries to tackle him and he breaks it.
The way you're talking, I would think he's on your team right now. That you
I have him on a team.
Yeah, but I'm thinking he's on this team because you hate this guy.
That's because I had him last year too. I had him last year in this
yeah.
league, and I finally got rid of him.
You
But
traded with Jordan.
you
and
haven't seen
started
it
getting
last year?
touchdowns.
It was fucking terrible.
And you drafted him again?
Actually, I will say last year. Well, it still sucks when you own him and have this. He got like 10 points a game.
He started getting touchdowns.
He had one game where he got. That's 10. He had one game where he got 25.
I remember he was being drafted in Dynasty like third,
Yeah,
fourth
yeah.
overall. Like, everyone.
I don't know what he finished, but I think he probably finished. Does it say where he? That's kind of dumb.
Usually
Doesn't
does.
Huh.
I think you go to the top.
So
But
what do you think his ceiling is?
Yeah, what's his ceiling?
he is the hardest team to judge
I know.
because you said it exactly.
I know.
Like he has players that
What was my ceiling?
4.
4.
Your ceiling was
Five.
five.
Yeah.
See?
Well, I said 7, but yeah.
But I personally don't believe my ceiling is the 5 seed. I think
It's probably 6 seed now. I think if I say 5 wins, yeah,
I think-
probably 6 seed.
I think my ceiling. When we say ceiling, we're talking about the world's craziest things happening. Is the 6? Is
Or no, I'm thinking realistic with it. I'm not like saying like some like alien comes down and like shoots
Gives
all
you-
your team.
Well, okay.
Gives you players.
Well, in that case, I think my ceiling is not the 6th. I think it's the 7th, and I think his ceiling is between the 6th and the 5th. If we're talking about stealing, I'll give him the 5th seed. It can happen for him, but the thing is he doesn't have a lot of players on his bench that can become superstars. He's got a lot of just kind of good guys. Now he has some trading tools,
Yeah.
Waller and Kelsey,
Very much so.
big time trading tools. I mean, he's got a lot of trading tools just in general. Like my best player isn't even as good as his third best player. He's the second. You know what I'm saying?
we hear you.
You're spot
That's why
on.
the fact that 2 people ranks me higher than him is nutsos.
Yeah.
Like my third best or his third best player is better than my best.
So, okay, so you think his ceiling's 5th seed? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'd say his absolute ceiling.
Okay. Zach.
I'm curious on this one at the end of the year how off our ceiling and floors were. Like I'm curious if anyone will surpass their ceiling.
Yeah, we'll be interesting.
We didn't talk about floor, by the way. My floor is
Your floor is last.
Yeah.
Zero.
No, the floor is not win a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
My last place is looking good. All right.
See, the thing with Dahl right now is he's technically the 8th team. Maybe I don't know on the points. He might even be the
Right.
7th.
No, he's
team.
8th.
He's
Okay.
8th because
He's
he got to win. And
Yeah.
but he's ahead of Logan, and Logan's team looks pretty good.
Yeah. So it's just so hard. But I think he's already going through his tough stretch. So I'm gonna give him the 5 seed. And I think his floor is he's gonna be right there. He's gonna be in that 8.
What do you
That's
think my
7,
ceiling
8.
was?
Last one 6.
But you ranked me higher than him.
Oh, how
Why
are you
why
doing your
put all the
rankings?
information
We
out?
talked about it already.
Um,
Now me know the true rankings. See, I knew I should be last by everybody.
Here's what I think with Dalt, and he's gonna prove me wrong, but he won't respond to me. I don't think he's gonna trade. I think you're gonna trade. So
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
that's my take.
He should trade. That's the thing with Dalt. Dalt, with the weapons, the tools he has to trade, should trade. Because he has some amazing trade tools.
Coleman predicts 3-11. Coleman's out here for vengeance tonight.
Is he playing Dalt?
No, I am.
No, Mike.
I'm gonna go ceiling
We talked about power rankings
4 seed
right now. You know, it's later. And it's
Yeah.
right now.
with 7 wins.
Okay. I think his ceiling is 6 wins, and I'm gonna say 6 seed only because I don't think he's gonna consistently score enough to catch up.
That's the other
For the
thing, too. Because those lower seeds are the point tiebreakers actually matter.
And sometimes right now, it really is already determined through a few weeks.
So I'm gonna say
It's
6
crazy.
seed. Yeah.
All
All right, let's go on
what's
to-
his record?
Oh, and
6 wins.
Okay, what is his floor?
his floor is 3 wins.
Okay.
I'd say 4 wins.
I'm gonna say 4 wins as well.
Wow, I didn't think I'd be low on that.
Well, he's already got 1.
He's already got 1. Yeah,
exactly.
That's his floor, though.
He's already got 1. Yeah,
I guess
that's
5.
You're right. You know what 4 makes? Yeah, you're right. He's already.
But it's hard because I forget though that our league
But we're talking about floor here.
does finish at that point. Is 14 games more than we usually do though?
No.
No.
All right.
Last year.
We should mention too. Dalton and I didn't move in our rankings from last week.
Yeah,
10 and 9 again. So this next person dropped 1
they
from
are.
last week. They were 7 last week. Now Robin, who was number 8.
Robin is 1 and 2. Yeah,
1 and 2.
in 8th place.
I look at them identical to Dalt. I think they have very similar teams. Well, they did.
They did not.
They
they
did.
did not. Robin was 8th last week. It is the same.
Oh, it is the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that probably changed after
Yeah.
we got one
Oh, yeah,
person's
we got
rankings.
we got a late submission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Robin remained the same, ranked 8th, but he did get his first win, but it was against
Well,
Will, who's a cupcake. Is that what we're calling him?
2 cupcakes.
A double cupcake. That's what you need to name your team. But then he also
He
made
also
the trade.
didn't beat me by very much.
Yeah.
And if I was starting 8 I would have beaten him by like 30 points.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine? Could you imagine if that happened? Robin would be so distraught.
Very nice.
All I gotta say is, Allen, Etienne, and Diggs can win. But I'm telling you, they're identical teams to me. Like,
And-
they're very similar, like formats.
And
I'm
Kittle and Pittman is good.
I really want to know though. Is Etienne really that guy?
I like Etienne.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is either.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'd rather have him
don't believe
than. I'm trying to think. I think he's an RB1.
Really?
I do.
You'd rather have him
He's
or
not
Aaron
yet.
Jones? Him or Aaron
I will.
Jones?
I'd rather have Etienne than Aaron
He's
Jones.
not-
Let's make a
okay.
bet on you on that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
deal.
Eric, he
Wait,
hates
how many
Aaron
games
Jones.
does they have to play?
No, he likes Aaron Jones. He usually hates Aaron
I
Jones.
like Etienne.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Aaron
okay.
Jones last year.
Well, yeah, last year I did.
Yeah.
I'm a
We
changed
will bet.
man.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is, okay,
Hold on,
so
hold on, we got a bet. We got a
ETN,
bet.
I know, this bet.
Oh, okay.
ETN is currently not even an RB1. And
Well, I was
he's played
talking about
pretty well.
over Aaron Jones.
Now they
Yeah,
switched.
Oh, they
I
switched
was
it.
about to get in there on the
He
RB1.
needs to be, because the RB1 thing is,
What is his
no,
rank
Wait,
right now?
wait. Are we?
Huh?
Are we?
What's
Are
his
we,
rank right now?
13.
He's 13,
Are
but
we-
he's played pretty well.
Are we doing
so far, too.
average,
And he's
or what are we
played
doing?
Indiana
12
and Houston.
points?
Point.
Because Aaron Jones
Average.
already missed 2 games.
Well, if they had to play a minimum of 10 games.
A minimum of 10 games and then average.
Yeah, points. per
And
game.
then average?
Okay.
No, not.
Points per game.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So they had to play a minimum of 10 games
Yeah.
and then points per game.
That can help.
But then you
that can
take-
help the Aaron Jones.
If they're both
thing.
over 10, you take the points per game based on what they played, or do you take?
Yeah,
Over
exactly.
the whole season.
Over the whole
Yeah,
season.
I
Over the
thought
whole
you pick 10
season, yeah.
games.
Yeah.
All right, deal.
What do you want to bet?
Jersey.
Oh,
A jersey again?
Jersey's a fun bet. It is
What do you do
expensive. It's also-
Jersey?
it is
What do
an
you do
expensive bet.
Jersey?
You could do a T-shirt.
I will
do
say
Jersey.
that
Okay, we can-
Aaron Jones, if he plays 10 games, when he plays, he gets.
What do you
Yeah.
do Jersey?
It's primetime Jones. He's playing
What
tomorrow.
do you do Jersey?
All right.
What happens when Aaron Jones doesn't play the whole season?
Then the
Well,
bet.
that's his boy. But then I'm trading him.
All right,
before
so
I know
that was
it.
a fun little bet there. Now it's on the pod, so it has
Thanks,
to be
Robin.
upheld.
Thanks, Robin.
Thank you, Robin.
But Robin's team looks
Oh,
a
what's
whole
his,
lot
ceiling?
different.
Robin has a good good tight end, a great quarterback, a very good running back, and a great wide
Yes,
receiver.
very, very good running
Hey,
back.
Robin, can you please update your name?
He also has Brees Hall on the bench right now, as well as Romeo Dobbs.
Now, what about Warren? Because you want to talk about Najee.
Yeah, but they're just not going to let Warren be the starting running back. They should.
Yeah. He also has Deontay Johnson, who is 1 game in on 4-game IR.
Okay. Hey,
So,
so, Deontay. You know, Robin seems pretty solid.
Yeah.
hey,
So what's his ceiling? What do you got?
He's 1-2. He does have injury problems at the moment, no matter what. I mean, that's pretty
Hurricane
solid.
season.
Right.
Winter,
Kevin.
winter is coming.
Also, Ford, who we spent all his fab on, I think is going to lose that role to Hunt pretty quickly.
I don't think so at all.
Did you see what Ford did last week in a win?
It was a blowout.
But it was Tennessee too.
He only got 10. Yeah, and but it wasn't necessarily a blowout. I mean, they still needed to play, and Ford only got 10 carries.
But Tennessee's like the best run defense
Okay.
so far. So it's a really hard. The fact that he was able to pull that off.
There's a reason Hunt wasn't on that team originally.
No, that's
If
true.
you take, he got 10 carries and 18 yards.
Yeah. He's a stud.
I don't think Ford. I think Ford slowly loses the role to Hunt, or at least it slowly becomes a 50-50.
We'll see.
Hunt's hurt,
I don't think
by the way.
it'll tell this week, honestly.
Yeah.
We're gonna know the Ford.
I think it was
story
all
pretty soon.
All right. His ceiling is the 4 seed. His floor is the 8 seed. No, his floor is the 9 seed. And my guess on his record or his total wins is 6. 5.7.
5.7392.
I lean towards 6, but I think 5 is also very
Yeah.
tough.
You're up, Mike. I'm gonna go backwards this time.
All right. My ceiling for him is same as Dalt. 4. Did I say 4 for Dalt?
I think you said no.
I think they're very similar teams. So whatever I said for Dalt.
I thought you said 6 because of the points after I said that.
No,
I
I,
think
said
they're-
that for Will.
I think
Oh,
they're
okay,
very
okay,
similar teams
okay.
too.
So
I think you said 4 and you said 5 because I think you
okay, well then I'll go 5.
Yeah.
And then I think 6 wins.
We got Coleman.
No, 7 wins. 7 wins.
Oh,
the ceiling.
Coleman was
4
3 and 11 for Dalt. Sorry if we never said that.
Yeah, ceiling 7 wins. 4 is. I'll do 4.
I
think there's a pretty big gap between him and Dalt. Actually, I think about it. Quarterback about the same. You're talking about the running backs. It's a gap for Robin, and then you talk about that Robin's got Diggs and Pittman and Kittle. That's a pretty big.
Well, Kelsey, the Kelsey factor.
Oh yeah, you're right,
Huge,
Kelsey.
yeah.
You're right. Never mind. Take it back. They're close.
I'm gonna say 4 is the ceiling, but I think that's well.
Oh, 4. I thought you said 4 wins.
It's it's nice to say ceiling because it helps. It's nice to the other team, but also it's like when you say that in your mind, you're like, I'm saying I think it'll be 4.
Well, yeah, but
that's why we're also doing what you think it'll.
Yeah, but I also think it speaks a volume to the top 3 teams. But okay, so and then his floor is, I think 7th. I think 7th. But I do think he ends the year with 7 wins though. I think 7 and 7 is
well,
what.
if 7 wins is gonna be a 4 seed.
You think so?
I
Usually
think,
is.
I think 6 and 8, like that gets him in the playoffs though. A lot of times.
I think that's,
7 wins is between like a 4 and 5 seed.
I'd say it'd be about 5. Yeah.
I can see it's going to depend on Javonte and Brees Hall. If either one of them can actually be what you think they're going to be in the second half of the season,
That'd be
then I
real
think
nice.
that's good.
Yeah,
But if they both fail, then that's when the floor happens.
Yeah. 5 ceiling, and I think somewhere I think he's right there in that mix. I don't think he falls below one of those bottom tier teams, so like 7-8 range. I don't think he's really down in those bottom.
I think the tier in terms of tiers, I'm a tier, and then I think
Then there's another
I
tier.
think you're so real about it. Honestly.
I can't lie about this team trying to make it sound good. I'm a tier, and personally, I think Dalt and Robin are a tier, and then it goes up one more tier, and then you can maybe put Logan. I can't remember if Logan's next in our rankings, but you can maybe put Logan just because of his record. But it's only 1 game back, and I think in terms of the team, I think I put him a tier.
Logan's 0-3 but has injuries, so he's one of our few teams that has
He is next.
teams. But yes, he is next in our rankings, remaining the same at number 7.
Hey, 0 wins,
Logan.
and there's only 2 0-win teams in the league, and 0 wins, and he's ahead of 3 people.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
But like we said, he has injuries. He traded for injuries, so he's playing that role of
Shit, man! If he had just 1 win, his rank.
I don't like.
If
that.
he had just 1 win, he would be so much higher.
Yeah, he would be.
His team is
not for
so good.
Yeah, I mean the Mike Williams injury hurts him, but
Also, like Laporta looks really good too.
Yeah, he is the waiver guy at this point. This year, he has definitely had the waiver pickups. But we kind of mention this each week with him. He is doing a lot of people are streaming defenses, and he got Cleveland, which now looks good, but he's got the
Cleveland will be
defense
his defense for the rest of the year.
and QB stream situation,
The-
but he might have the Browns.
I think he's
now.
got the best defense in football.
And he's not streaming tight end anymore.
And now
so,
he did get the tight end, so
so it's
that's
just quarterback.
good.
So what is his ceiling to you? Because we'll probably dig into these.
His ceiling. Okay,
It's
just
hard
remember.
because
Just
they all
remember.
start sounding the same.
Just remember, this is the guy that he has Jefferson, and then throw in the fact that he's got Saquon and
know.
Josh Jacobs, and Laporta looks for.
I'll give you mine. I think he could, with this team, potentially win it all if it came together. Like if Puka.
Yeah, let's
is-
not. Well, we get to a point where anybody who makes the playoffs can win it all. So let's
Right.
say what your ceiling is
Okay,
his-
for a standing
his seeding,
seed.
regular seed.
Okay, regular season standings.
I'd
Because if
say-
Puka hits like has been, it's really good. It's gonna be the cup factor for me with this team.
I'm gonna say his ceiling seed wise for me, it's tough.
It's already down 3.
I know
I
that's
know,
where it gets tough with the.
I'm gonna say third seed.
See,
I think he can make the third, and I think he could. I think he could make second, but I think second's such a long
The
shot.
3-game gap's a lot.
well, 2 game if we're talking just third seed. If
It's
What are you
3
talking
game for
Wait.
third seed, but
We're all 3-0.
he just needs to be.
Three.
shit,
Yeah.
He just needs to be
that's
one of
right,
you
you're
guys,
right,
though.
you're right.
That's
There's
my
still
thing, yeah.
there's still 11
There's
games,
a lot of games left.
and
but-
we're talking about ceiling here,
And none of us have played each
not
other.
what we think. We're talking
Yeah.
about ceiling.
And,
God, that's
And just remember,
I'm just saying.
just remember last
People
year when
now
Logan. Just remember last year Logan went 11-0. He had
Here's the
11-0.
thing, I
stretch.
definitely think
Yeah.
playoff team. I definitely think
It's not out of the realm of possibility for this team to not lose.
maybe one of us falls off.
RB.
We'll go
injuries.
3. We'll go 3. I think 3's safe.
Yeah, I think 3 too.
I think we have a unanimous. It's hard to not say he has that chance because he lost Mike Williams, and this lineup is still looking stacked. However,
He needs Jacobs to come back to life.
The one thing on his current starting lineup that doesn't look stacked is Montgomery.
no, that's the thing. That's what I just want to say.
He's got Hopkins sitting there.
Montgomery has already gotten banged up,
Yeah.
and then you also have Gibbs taking over. What happens?
He's got
if
Hopkins.
He needs a
loses
flex
Montgomery?
too. He needs
Yeah.
a flex too because Laporta looks legit.
Hopkins.
Hasn't been great, honestly.
He's been banged up, and the team has done terrible.
I
All the team has to do
understand,
is
but I know he's been banged up, but he's starting to get pretty old.
Yeah.
Like where he could be banged up the whole season.
It's going to be a
I'm sorry, as a flex 2, you're still happy.
He's only 31.
You say he needs a flex
There's
2. You say he needs a flex 2. If Hopkins is your flex 2, you're not complaining because Hopkins is actually his bench player right now. You're not complaining when Hopkins is your flex 2.
well, but the name or the points, because I think you'd say London at that same point. They're both kind of
Yeah.
which
London's-
one's going to produce. So he has the names. It's just going to be who do you choose to start at that point.
And he needs to get healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we all said 3, so that brings us to the floor. If everything goes to
So
hell,
he is 0-3, which makes
Yeah.
it hard. So
So
I think
everything
the
goes to
floor
hell.
for his total wins, I would say, would just because he's 0 and fuck.
And then now
I
I want
still
to
want to say 5.
clarify what we're
What?
saying the floor.
I
Are
wanna
we
say-
saying the same thing? Their seed going in.
Where
No, no,
you-
oh,
where
I'm
you-
saying their wins.
if you
Well, yeah,
project,
so it'd be like their
like he's
seed.
0-3, where do you
Yeah.
project him to be? Like okay, worst case scenario, like
Goes in the
Puka
playoffs, everything goes down.
Yeah.
See, for some reason in my mind, I'm using it. I'm playing wins and losses here. How many wins or losses?
And that would be
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
That would
but I'm
be their
saying
not seed.
So that would be their seed.
But
That's
what
what
I'm saying is when I
yeah.
say 4, I'm saying he gets 4 wins. Is my guess.
Oh,
Like for the floor, my guess would be 4 wins.
Well, I guess we have been saying wins and rankings.
we switched
Yeah.
at one point. That's I think yeah.
Just clarify it
Well,
when
we
you
were
say-
doing it all at the beginning. and
because when you're saying ceiling, you're also coming into like when you say okay, someone's ceiling can be this seed. That's because other teams could fall off and whatnot. But when you're talking about a player's floor and ceiling, I'm thinking how much wins they
Okay,
could, or losses
so-
they could get.
Yeah.
So I'll say wins then 8 and 6.
So
That's
Logan,
a ceiling.
Ceiling.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
wow. All right,
I would say
I'd say
guys,
9
I would say 9 and 5.
and 5.
guys,
yeah.
we all need to say a prayer for Logan. He's in a dark place right now. He thinks he finishes as the 8th seed, and he has the toughest schedule, and he plays no one on their bye.
This is just Logan losing faith.
I do think there's 4
Find the light,
things.
Logan.
That's what's happening.
Find the light.
Logan,
We're here for you.
we will pray for you.
Yeah.
Not me.
Not the
I do
the
think
pagan.
the floor is a bad floor.
Yeah.
I think it could be a 9 seed, honestly. Maybe 4 wins.
I think 8th. I think 8th is his floor for me.
I think it's
I could see Dalton beating them out, or whoever we have.
for me. His
below.
floor is 4.5.
Like, I can
4
see
is possible, but I think 5. Man, but
Because
even
here's the
saying
thing.
5 is crazy.
'Cause here's
His
the
floor
thing.
is 4.
Saquon is injured, and I love the guy, but
Four
man,
wins.
once he has one, another one comes.
Everyone's doing Steve.
You're just saying that so you can
I'm
trade
doing
for him.
I have not made a trade off for Saquon ever since I talked to
Listen.
you because I realized I don't even want to go down that route.
Okay.
I love the guy.
Here's the thing: when we're talking about floor and ceiling, though, like
I'm thinking worst case scenario.
I know, but when we do it seed wise, and that is also determined on other teams. When we talk about win wise, that's just determined on him. That's why when it comes to floor and ceiling, like, he could win 4 games and beat the 7th seed.
I'll go 4 games.
That's why I want to do the floor
We can
and
do wins.
ceiling.
We can do wins.
I'll do 4. As his 4.
Well, he's telling me he has the toughest schedule, but I just don't believe
We
it.
all have like
It
pretty
changes.
much.
Yeah,
It
I don't
changes.
believe
And
this guy's
for
only
the record, how do I not have a tougher schedule than you? Because I've played 2, 3-0 teams so far that are like
Well, he
top
said-
ranked teams,
he
and I'm
said
gonna have to
rest
play
of
them
the
again.
He said rest of the
The
season.
rest of the season, I gotta play them 2 more times,
We'll fall off.
and I still have to play Mike.
I just can't see a world where he doesn't get 5. Now, I can definitely see him not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely see that, but I just cannot see this team not getting 5 wins.
I like
However, I do feel you need to have a quarterback. Even when you have all these great players, you have to have a quarterback.
I think his ceiling is 8.5. So between 8 and 9
8
is the
and a
ceiling.
like
8 or 9 wins. 9 would be a really high ceiling, and 8 would be my
8
safer
wins and
ceiling.
then 4. Yeah.
Does he go reverse? Does he go undefeated
That's what I'm
to
saying.
like finish it out?
That's what I'm
Is
saying.
he-
'Cause there's 11 games
is he
left, and he went
flip-flop?
11-0 last year. That's why I think he can do it.
Wait, Jordan Love's a top 5 QB right now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I'm just saying.
There's always a
Put
streamer.
respect on the name.
There's always a streamer that's
He's
like
gonna
that.
drop him into
It's
another
like Kirk
2
Cousins.
weeks again.
There's always a streamer like Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins. It'll always.
What's his actual record, real quick, so we can move on? Are we doing that too?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think
Oh.
if I were to guess what he would finish, I would guess he finishes as the 5th, between the 5th and the 4th seed.
Yep.
I
Which
played
is-
Brad, Jordan,
How many
Mike, and
wins?
Kevin
That's
twice.
probably like 7 to 8 wins.
Brad.
That's probably 7
It's probably
wins.
7 wins, yeah.
Yeah, I would if I were to guess, I'd put him at 7 wins.
Since he's
7 and
0
7.
3, I'm gonna say 6 and 8.
Yeah, I'll say
But probably
6 and
sneak
8.
into
Wow.
playoffs.
I think his team's good enough to
Oh, yeah.
7 is very. I think that's pretty sick.
I know, but yeah.
For me, personally.
shitty stuff happens in fantasy. Like,
Oh, I agree. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's
He
just
did
not-
clarify he does play Brad, Jordan, Kevin, and Mike as his 2 twice teams.
that's
So
tough.
at this current point, that seems like a stretch that made him go 0-3 at this point. So we'll see. But
Wait, mine is you 2 and Brad. That's better. That's harder in your face.
no, you get Robin.
Yeah, you 2, Brad and Robin.
He doesn't.
I played
agree.
2 3-0s. I played 2 3-0s in Brad.
Alright,
You played
let's
2
move on. All right, number
Who's
6.
the-
Well, this guy dropped a couple places, and then it's Q Daddy.
Dang, he dropped a 6th?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, he's one.
He
and
said,
two.
I
"Dang!"
had him a lot higher
He's
than that.
coming off, not so hot week. I mean,
He's
that's what
technically
these
fifth
are.
in the
These are
standings.
these are fluid, as they say in the business.
Well, it's really interesting because he was 130, 130,
and then 80 or
and then now So where
I wonder if the trade.
Whoa, he
or-
scored 100.
and then now
Did he
he
score
doesn't
100?
trade.
Yeah, he did score
Wow, I feel like he
100.
scored 80.
No, he scored 100.
He scored 100.
Yeah,
Okay.
against me.
Yeah. Actually, because I think he was the lowest at like 90. Or
Really, it was a good week for the boys.
He's the
huh?
second highest scoring team in the league.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Is he still?
I just,
And I-
No.
just the
Not,
facts.
he doesn't have more than Kevin, does he?
And just-
Yeah, he has 368 points for him.
Yeah, he
Kevin
scored a
has,
lot. Yeah.
Kevin has
Those first 2
356.
weeks.
It's close, yeah.
He's
Wow,
he's
Kevin-
less than 20 points behind you.
Kevin's a fluke.
Second highest scoring team in the league. Just not that that matters, but
Oh, it does.
It does matter.
not that it matters that much.
1-2 record.
Yeah, the record goes into it. Him having a not so great week. I mean, 100's not awful, but
Yeah.
I think it's the trade. Honestly,
Yeah, the
I think
trade is the
people are
factor.
hurt by the trade a little bit, and
He's got Mostert and
It's a
Garrett Wilson on the
sensitive
bench
league.
currently.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's deep as fuck. Yeah,
He's
I
deep.
mean, it might be the deepest team in the league.
He just doesn't.
Honestly.
He doesn't have the
You'd have to
guarantee. The one thing he doesn't have is he doesn't have the guaranteed stuff.
Yeah, because Bijan's
Bijan maybe is the
but
closest.
It's still interesting.
but we're talking
Yeah,
about
he doesn't
like,
that guy's gonna get you like 20, like
like
a
Oh my
game,
God.
know who
20
plays. He will do
or-
good.
Wow, he has the rookie running backs. I just realized that now. Gibbs and Bijan.
Oh, yeah.
He is rocking it.
So, what do you think?
But he
is
also
the-
has so much depth. The problem with this team that I think that would drive me crazy being his team would be who the fuck do I start every week? Would drive me nuts.
That is going to be the issue, but then you have buys, you have injuries, and
And you have Mostert. So
he's good.
Yeah. Mostert's a good start. You know?
Mostert's good.
That's
You
the problem, though.
should
That's
I want to throw this out here.
It's
The
not
pod called it my only good pick, Raheem Mostert, and he's the RB1. Come on now. Come on now.
We called Mike Evans the worst pick now.
Yeah, I will say, you know what? Raheem Mostert is the running back 1. He should be starting Mostert.
Yep.
But
also, it's gonna suck having to bench any of these guys.
Yeah.
I know that's he's got the
No,
deepest
you
team.
bench Mike Evans.
He needs
right
to
now.
couple him up and go get a
March
superstar.
on.
Maybe this week. Maybe this week.
This week.
It's
So-
hard though.
What
No,
is
it's
this
not.
dude's
It's a click of a
ceiling?
button.
All right. Coleman's ceiling is,
I'm gonna say 9 wins.
let's say 9 wins too. But probably the second seed, I'd say.
Yeah.
9 wins can beat the second seed
Yep.
pretty easily.
I'm just so I want to see this guy. I hate saying numbers without having like
You can say
a
Steve if you want.
reason
Just
to
choose
put
one.
about it.
No, I say
He's 1 and 2.
I say second seed.
Yeah.
10 wins.
That's his ceiling.
Man, you got an aggressive league.
That would mean he loses 2 games the rest of the season.
Yeah,
Wait.
There's
yeah.
11 games left. He'd have to lose 2 games the rest of the season on that.
9.
Okay. I guess
think
9
9 might be
then.
the-
All right, then 9.
I mean, obviously,
But I do-
everyone's ceiling is they could possibly technically.
But I don't think the buys are going to hurt him like other people.
No, they
So
won't.
that's the key for him. So I do see him he's going to sneak in some freebies for sure with that.
Here's the key though, and I don't have any experience winning it all, so maybe I'll defer to you two. But a deep team doesn't make you win it all. You need the players that are gonna pop off. Right?
No, the team that wins it all is the team that gets the players that pop off at
Yeah.
the very right time.
During the regular season, you want to have a deep team, but at
But-
the end, you want to
but-
have the most boom.
But
team you
having
possibly
a
can.
deep team means that you can have those.
Right.
There's a better chance of getting one of those boom players that pops off at the
But a
right.
lot of times when you have
Or-
a deep team, you don't have the superstars.
Or the years you win it, you
Yeah.
do have the deep team.
Yeah,
the
you
years
do.
you lose it,
Yeah.
you traded those players away.
That's very true.
I don't think there's a special formula to it. I think a lot of times the person who
think
wins it
there-
has somebody
I
who
have
pops
both
off.
track records. I have a lot of second and thirds.
Yeah.
I think
won
you
one.
can win it both ways. You can pop off randomly at the end, or you can have something.
Like I just look at Will's team from last year. I don't think he had the deepest team, but he had
Okay,
the
no.
biggest boom players.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
McKinnon
I
is
also
such a
got.
boom
I
player.
also I got lucky with
So-
some matchups and some performances.
Yeah.
Yep.
But sorry, I don't mean to.
It's
get
the luck
into-
factor for
A
sure.
little bit,
But it's
yeah.
the part that's out of your control with.
I just think
fantasy.
the deeper you, I think the luck factor is luck. It's just it. It's luck.
Yep.
But your chances of hitting the luck is a lot higher when your team is as deep as Coleman's team is.
Yep.
I
Until you
disagree though until the very end.
Right, but that's what I'm
But
saying. At the very end.
this team will get him there, but it won't take him to the promised land. I think.
You don't know because the people when
I
I won it,
understand.
I won on the back of McKinnon.
No, you want him the back of Devontae Adams and
Devontae Adams is always going to get stuff. My Devontae Adams is the same
and
thing as
Hopkins,
Bijan
But he
Robinson.
doesn't have that Devontae
But
Adams.
John Robinson is close to Devontae Adams last year.
Do we know that?
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave is. Yeah.
We do know Bijan.
Not putting disgrace on Devontae Adams, and we don't know.
Devontae's great, but Bijan is. Devontae also gives you bust
Devontae
weeks.
is 35 this week. Did Bijan even sniff that?
No.
Not this week, but Bijan's the running back 9. I mean, he's
That's not. Running back 9 don't mean shit anymore, by the way. First of all, if we want to start about a conversation, running back are ass.
No, they're not.
Only your team is the
Hold
guy.
it down, bro.
Not the good ones.
all right.
So,
Yeah.
So
I give him 9 wins. I think his depth is what's going to carry him there. I think
Floor-
he has it.
That will carry him.
Yeah.
floor is 7th seed. I don't know how to put that in wins, honestly, for his team at the moment.
I would say that would be 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's just so. That's
5 or
what makes
6.
it so hard to not feel like every team's. I rank them the same way because it literally is just like
Well, we're talking-
pitfall.
That's like the one that's like, okay, what do you actually guess he would finish at? Maybe we should just do that and take it with a floor ceiling because it seems like it's bogging things down.
I like
Yeah.
it. It's fun. But it's just like because
I just worry because this has been a long pod.
Oh, they can.
they got 8-hour work days
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I mean,
I don't. Yeah, it's fine with me. We're at.
I think we're at an hour and a half right now.
Yeah, we're at an hour and a half.
So
Enjoy,
try to wrap it
boys.
up here.
We're at not even halfway through these rankings. So.
Oh, fuck.
I give him he's making the playoffs.
I would guess. I would guess he's making the playoffs too. If I'm gonna guess, I think he's making the playoffs.
My guess is
But let's also, let's remember he's the guy who just did a trade that a lot of people don't like. If he does that more often, he needs to be careful.
If he does
'Cause
one
he's
more,
known for being a person who makes trades that people
So
don't
his
think
floor
are great.
is 5 wins.
I just said playoffs, so
That-
whatever
His
you
floor is the playoffs.
There's 6 wins probably.
I would say his floor is not making the playoffs.
I think his
for
floor
sure,
is one
yeah.
game.
Only because of the trade factor. That if he doesn't trade,
Well, even the yeah.
if he doesn't do any questionable
If
trades,
he can
I
hold
think he
off
makes the playoffs
and avoid injuries, yeah.
I would say his floor 7 seed, whatever that would be. 5 wins.
Because there's other teams that can break through and beat him. But
I just want to start. I mean, I feel like I'm going to say everyone's floor is to not be the one team that doesn't make it. So I feel like he has that threshold and has that deep.
we eventually will get to a
He's the
team that we
one.
think their floor isn't. But we're talking about right now the ranked 7th person, right, or 6th. I mean,
Yeah.
if his floor is he still is in the playoffs, then that's. I mean, we're talking about
His floor would be-
I guess it is hard for me because it's previous higher ranking, to think that he is a 1 and 2, which is
He's one
puts him right there with Dalt and Robin and Jordan.
Hey, Brad, what's up? Welcome back.
Welcome to the pod.
It's been fun. We're about to get to your team. I think you're 8th.
What?
Coming in at 5th, moving up 1 position is
Did we project to what we thought he'd be?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Jordan.
I think he'll make playoffs.
I think I'll make the playoffs.
Let's throw that out there.
4 seed, 4 to 5.
Jordan.
Jordan. Same thing for Jordan. Skip.
Henry's scary as fuck.
Unreal.
Yeah,
Very
Henry is
scary.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Well, who's his other running back?
Sanders.
That's
Kamara?
And now Kamara, yeah.
What do you think Kamara does? Because I think that dictates how his team goes.
I don't think Kamara does much.
I think I think he's like 11, 12 point average.
I think he has weeks where he gets you that good week, but the other ones are going to be abysmal. But I think Derek Carr is going to have some more checkdowns, but I think
He's not healthy.
Yeah,
He's
I
hurt.
think. Last year he did have a 38-point game. I think if you take that away, he's worse than an 11, 12 point average. But my thing is he's getting older, and that team is different.
he's what you would expect out of what he drafted him for, and he's going to get those 9 points.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
But
I don't think he
does
changes
Sanders
so much.
and Henry continue to do that, and then that's where the conversation gets a little scarier for
That is
Jordan's
where it
team.
goes. And to me, he's got a good wide receiver room, right?
Yeah.
It's the running backs. Kamara, if he regains form, he's fine, but Henry's scaring the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I'm not super scared
I
of Henry
agree.
yet.
Really, him like getting only half the carries.
I think that I really truly think that Cleveland is like a generational defense.
What is his what's his snap percentage?
It's lower than you would ever expect from Henry, but I think that
Yeah,
game.
does that
I
not scare you
think
at all?
that because he's
Look at the
older.
other ones.
He's 71 week before.
What's the one before that?
48. He's still got 13 points.
I know, but like when you draft Henry, you're expecting like 20 weeks, 20-point weeks.
You are not gonna get Henry from last year or any year ever.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have that.
But I am not super worried about Henry not being an RB1. I still think Henry will finish as an RB.
No, I don't think so. No,
He'd still be RB18 even with the bad performances so far.
I can't use the rankings as a thing right now, but I just don't think I can.
Who scored touchdowns on that team?
I
I
can't
think
just go
ETN,
on.
I think ETN is better.
Somebody has to score for touchdowns.
That one's is a
Do you think
conversation,
ETN
but-
better than Henry this year? The rest of the
I
year?
think so, honestly.
I
I don't
don't.
want to double down on 2 bets here because I'm already in on ETN.
Yeah, we don't want to double.
But you can't discredit Henry. There's just no doubt. You cannot discredit him.
it's
I can discredit the snap share.
Yeah, no, it's scary, but I just
can I
think
give you last year's snap share?
I
at the
don't
start
give
of
a
the
shit
season?
about last year
Why not?
because
I thought we were
it's a
talking.
different guy.
The whole reason we're talking about this
It's a
is because of
different guy.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say for the rest of the people who might give a shit,
Yeah, go
because
look
your whole point
lower.
was the snap share bothered you.
Okay, go for it.
68%,
Okay.
46%, 74%.
Okay, 74.
So you had a 46%.
Where's the rest of the numbers from
They're
last
all.
year?
I
They're
will
all the
say,
same. I mean,
I will say they're all
70s,
yellow.
50s.
He's about a
That's
75,
crazy.
50.
His snap
That's
share is
crazy.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say it's a lot lower, but
It's lower though.
but there's
this
a
year.
difference between snap share and rush attempts.
Okay, how about
rush attempts.
Because sometimes I think he's a decoy,
Yep, very true.
so it's if he's getting the runs. But
how about his points through the first 3 games last year versus this
I
year?
don't care about the points.
What do you care about then, dude? You don't care about snap share. You don't care about his points.
I care about the
We're
way
playing
he-
fantasy football.
I care about the way he looks on the
right. But if you Google search Derrick Henry right now, everyone's going to be saying the same thing.
But I don't remember
They're
last year. But how
breathing
much you want to bet after the first 2 games last year? Everyone was saying the exact same.
No, they weren't.
He had 8 points twice in a row.
But that's okay. Like,
What was his rushing?
His
attempts,
second
though,
game-
I guess?
his second
That's
game-
That's probably better.
His
stat,
second
you're
game
right.
was 13 attempts for 25 yards and a touchdown. He got 8 points because he got a touchdown in his second game last year. People had been freaking the fuck out about Henry last
Oh
year.
yeah, everybody's
It is.
freaking out.
He is the most proven dude. It's just crazy to be freaking out about. It's just great. His stats this year. In fact, I think he's got the same amount of points this year compared to last year through 3 games. And last year he had a 22-point game.
he scares me. But I just feel like there wasn't a second back like there was this year. Like Tajay Spears seems like a legit.
Yeah, they've really never had the back. But when I am looking at this, the longer I do,
You're right. I mean,
Will
the
has some
stats,
relevancy.
the stats do tell the tale.
And apparently Cleveland really does look like the real deal because he did still get 11 carries.
Everyone says Cleveland's defense is like the greatest thing.
Yeah.
Who's everyone?
Every sports radio I listen.
But at the end of the day, I don't even know that it's really something outright against Henry. I just think Tannehill and the whole offense is just taking such a downgrade that it's pulling Henry down as well. So I think that's kind of the bigger conversation.
I mean, we're talking 12 and 17 points a week before. He had one bad week. He's had bad weeks before in the past. If he stays bad for another couple of weeks, then I'll start freaking out.
And he's starting to get the pass.
I don't think he's Henry the pass, but it's just so early to say that you're worried about him.
So are we still doing ceiling and floor?
Yeah,
what do you think?
He has.
We got a question on the pod.
Oh.
Would you do Christian McCaffrey for AJ Brown, James Cook, and Sam Laporta?
Well,
I said that.
Jordan.
AJ Brown, James Cook, and Sam Laporta
for Christian.
McCaffrey.
I would do it for
Depends
McCaffrey.
That's such a depending on your team, how much depth you need.
I would do it for McCaffrey.
I would do it for McCaffrey too. If you don't care about depth, but if you already have depth and McCaffrey, that's a terrible trade.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming this player doesn't have an RB.
That's an interesting one.
This is Moneyball.
I wouldn't trade McCaffrey.
That's in Moneyball.
Untouchable.
I gotta look.
Who is?
That's in Moneyball. Jordan has McCaffrey. It has to be.
No.
Why would
you have McCaffrey?
Oh, I have McCaffrey.
Yeah,
right.
it's not that
Are
one.
you T Shuckle?
Yeah, my boy T Shuckle.
Oh, it must be a different league. Then.
Yeah. Well, at first I was thinking, I thought someone else said he will have McCaffrey.
Anyway, that's the answer to that one. Sorry.
He's got really.
I was probably wrong about the Henry take, but I just think optically he looks rough.
He's also got Pickens.
He has one of the deeper teams.
Hunt, Kamara, Allen, Ridley, Amon-Ra. Sanders actually doesn't look as bad as I thought he was going to look.
He had one good game.
No, he doesn't look that
great.
Watching him, he looks kind of good.
Is Amon-Ra continue?
Yeah, but he'll get hurt.
If he's
Amon-Ra's been really good, really consistent. Jordan's floor is the 5 seed. His ceiling is the 2 seed. His ceiling's. I'm gonna get close to everyone being the 1
How
seed.
can he his floor be in the playoffs again?
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
It's the same situation.
That's how many teams can I have in the playoffs?
He has a win. The last team. You're right. Well, my floor for Coleman, I think, was the 5 seed. Is what I said.
I think for me personally, if I give Coleman where he can't make the playoffs at a 7 seed, I'm gonna give it to
This is why
12 because.
No, I see what you're saying. The confusing thing here is we're doing floor, ceiling, and middle ground, and it's really hard to find that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, his floor is not making the playoffs, which I think everyone's floor is not making the playoffs. I think it's possible for anybody.
Not everyone.
I'm sorry, it is. And his ceiling is
saying the floor you could see because I think if Kamar doesn't hit, he's in trouble. And I mean, sorry, but Henry hasn't been producing the first 3 weeks. That may not continue.
He's the RB18.
That's not what he drafted him for.
He had a 2-point week against Cleveland. Before that, he was.
I'm saying he hasn't been
RB6.
a world beater. Like he's not.
Can we move on from it?
Like all I'm saying is he's not been like elite, but
it's not when he traded away his first round pick. It's not what he thought.
But Jordan is not worried about Henry.
I know, but I.
That's fine.
You're not giving my take about it.
I don't understand how you are, but that's
okay. All right.
How could you not be?
I showed you we did last year.
I am concerned too, but let's just move on.
You like brought this to them. Like, I thought you'd be the stir potter.
No. I wouldn't want Henry on my team either. But
all right, Henry.
He's not trading him.
Let's do a trade.
Who are we on now? Is
Still Jordan.
Oh,
Still the Henry guy.
Jordan.
I think 5th seed ceiling, 7th seed.
5th seed ceiling?
Yeah.
Dude, get off of Jordan. It's okay.
What do you mean? You're
defending him this whole time. Let them have their take.
I think he's on
asking a question. 5th seed ceiling was surprising to me.
He's just he's middle ground for me,
so
and it's a top
his
heavy
rank.
league.
We have him ranked 5th. That's why I was asking. That's why I thought it was confusing.
Yeah,
he's saying his ceiling is
fair.
His end of the year ceiling, yes.
This ceiling thing's gonna have to. We're gonna have to stop doing the ceiling.
My ceiling for him. We'll just say Top 3.
Okay.
That's what I'll
It
say.
is really hard to break down, but I'm giving him a 4.
It's just the conversation stuff.
Yeah,
honestly.
it definitely's got some conversations going. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it. I give him the 4, and then we talk about wins. That's where it's
fine.
So
It's fine.
Jordan's a mid-pack team.
9
He's
wins.
going, he has the potential to boom.
Can-
he has a deep team.
Can I ask this? I'll start asking this, and maybe it'll speed up things a little bit.
Yeah.
We can also split the ceiling. If you were to guess, playoff team or not playoff team, Jordan, playoff team or not playoff
Let's
team?
do that.
Okay,
Let's
that's
do that.
fine.
moving
Playoff
forward.
team.
I
That's
say
fine.
playoff.
Playoff team. Yeah.
But it's easy now.
Playoff
We're in the,
team.
we're in
Okay,
the top
and then,
5.
but then I'll also, but we'll also do this. Jordan, does he have a chance of not making the playoffs?
Yeah.
Like a pretty good chance.
Yes.
Yeah, like
I think it's
33%.
50-50.
33%.
I would say that I would put it around 30. I think there's a chance he
This is
doesn't
what we
make
should
the
have been doing.
I agree.
Yeah, this is the way better way to do it. Yeah.
Wait, you want to go back and
Let's
we do
start over.
that with everyone else?
All right, who's next?
Brad at 4, 2-1. So obviously that leaves 3 teams.
Eckler is health.
Healthy.
I would his ceiling to me.
No, he is not. First of all, the man is not
That's what
healthy.
Brad said. Eckler is health. He's teeing off on nothing, and I'm nothing, so he's about to tee off on me.
Man, he's putting slander on your
We could have
team.
done like playoff team and then like first round bye as another tier.
Yeah,
I
we
guess
can-
looking back on this,
Well, or
that's
just like
probably
your
the way we
percentage,
should've
like
done
you
it.
think their chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
How high of a percent do you?
I like
Like
that
you said,
percentage.
Jordan's 50-50 for you.
Right,
I would
yeah.
put Jordan at like 60.
It's kinda like that fantasy
making
pros
it 33,
thing.
not making.
Yeah.
That's what do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
We'll
Brad,
do that moving forward.
Tune in next week.
Quick-
Kevin's not here messing us up.
So now we can do that.
What?
Now we can do that quicker. Now in
Okay.
terms of Brad's team, we all like Herbert. I assume there's
He's all right.
there's no reason not to like
I mean,
Herbert.
I don't love him.
Yeah.
I like him.
I love
He's
Herbert.
a-
I wish I had him.
No, Herbert's always good.
Eckler's kind of scary, but
I'd rather have
all
him-
like Eckler when he's playing.
Yeah.
Walker has Charbonnet breathing down his back, but Walker is just a good player. He's just so good.
I think Kim Walker is a better running back
Wow,
than Derrick Henry
4
this year.
touchdowns, 2 straight games.
For fantasy, I think
You
Kim
want to place a bet Kenneth Walker versus Derrick Henry?
I do actually.
I'll do a jersey bet Kenneth Walker
I
versus.
can't be bad at jerseys, man.
Why? If you think you're gonna win?
If you win one of them, then
Yeah.
I
With the
mean,
current, with
I'll
like
give you-
everything,
I will
you're giving
give
me these
you-
3 weeks.
I will give you 2 positions. So if he finishes within 2 positions of Derrick Henry,
All right,
average points per game, 10-week minimum.
okay. I'll take it. What do you want to bet on?
Jersey. All right, fine. We'll do.
yeah, well, hold on. Based on your bet, you can't do positions and point per
yeah,
game.
yeah. It's got to be one of the
So
other.
you're saying if they rank, you
No,
rank the
they-
points
yeah,
per
you can.
game,
They're
you do like
like
Henry's
average
10,
points per game
and
for
then
2
and then
positions.
Kenneth is 12.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
push,
Then it,
or he wins.
he wins.
He wins.
Let's do
Okay.
2.5.
Okay.
That's what we are already doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what you want to bet on. I hate handing out jerseys though.
We'll do a bet for a pod. Someone has to do something embarrassing on the podcast next year.
Okay. I'm not eating this shit.
Embarrassing, not painful.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
I actually-
very embarrassing.
I didn't realize you are unbelievably low on Derrick Henry if you're taking Kenneth Walker.
I really don't think it's that
Kenneth
crazy
Walker's
from what
good.
you've seen. What is his rank right now?
What is it?
But Kenneth Walker's got 4 touchdowns.
What is his snap percentage? No, I'm just kidding.
It's all-
Very touchdown dependent, but that Kenneth Walker for Waddle trade's looking really good for Brad, especially with a running back needy team. T. Higgins, I think he's on the trade block.
Droppy boy.
Yeah. Hunter Henry is definitely this question mark.
Devontae Adams is good.
And
Very, very good.
Madison got
Hunter
a
Henry's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I mean,
Touchdown dependent.
it's just-
but-
yeah.
I know, but like when you're talking about you can't have one of the top 4 or 5 tight ends.
You're-
He's like the
you're
first
happy.
one I'd want,
Okay.
and he's not. I don't think you stream him. I think you keep
Hunter Henry?
I don't disagree. I guess
I disagree.
So far, that's what I feel like.
a touchdown dependent.
I feel like
He's very touched.
He's a tight end 3.
I think Will is right, but I can't say he's not. There's still the potential to stream.
I'm not saying I'm wrong
Right.
or right, but right now you're not streaming. I don't think for the most part.
Yeah, you're riding
You're
away.
keeping.
You got it
yeah.
right.
I'd rather have Musgrave.
Okay, that's crazy, really.
Why?
You'd rather
Luke
have
Musgrave?
It's weird. All of a sudden, you switch to be the person who doesn't go for the name value or the
I
guy
feel
who's
like
proven
it's really not
anything.
that crazy.
For-
I don't think
Musgrave
Henry-
is pretty
tight
good.
for a tight end. You
Luke
want it.
Musgrave, the Packers tight end, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got more of like he has potential to be better, but I don't think. I think his chances of
But I
being
feel like if
better-
you're going for a tight end where
Boom
you got
bust.
2.5 or whatever it was this week, I'd rather have a guy that's a rookie and maybe something for that team. I mean, I trust Jordan Love more than Mac
You
Jones.
had to search it up.
Musgrave's a free agent.
Yeah,
Gotta go pick him
Well,
up.
of
Right?
course he is.
He's got 6 points, 3 points, and 7 points. Yeah, I just no
He
way.
just have no. He doesn't have a
What do you
type.
mean,
That's
no
right,
way?
So.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not possible, but there's no way you would rather have Luke Musgrave on your team than Hunter Henry. It's just like you're just saying these things that are crazy.
Targets.
Oh my
He's got less targets.
Target's a new stat.
I just don't think Hunter Henry is
4,
a
3, and 8.
fire.
I didn't say he
tight
was a
end that we've been
SureFire.
talking about.
That's why I said outside of those guys.
You
He's
said
like the,
top 5 to me. That's a.
I said outside of those top 5 or 6 guys.
Oh,
Hunter
I
Henry is
have
still on
to
the
listen. That's on me.
Musgrave is just any of these
Okay.
guys.
Yeah. We get it. All
That's
right.
my bad. But I would rather have Musgrave.
Okay. What do you think Brad's percentage?
If he picked up Musgrave, I think he would have a 90% chance.
Brad's 2-1. That helps. His team is pretty good. Not having crazy issues with injuries, but he is getting some downtrending players like Brandon Cooks doesn't look that great. Dylan really bad. Madison meh. Higgins. Brad's actually interesting. He's got a really good team, but looks like it could have problems.
65% chance of making the play.
So I don't remember my answer when I did with Jordan, but I put Jordan slightly above Brett.
I
If my percentage.
Even
with
though the record difference currently.
Yes.
Interesting.
74%.
It's one.
Brad.
It's
I
one.
put Jordan at around 66% chance getting in, and I put Brad at exactly the same. I think they're just because if the records were the same, I'd give Jordan the edge.
Yeah, probably.
Nah, I think
Maybe.
Brad. I
Well,
like
actually,
his,
I
I like
like
his
Brad's
team
team.
better.
I've been right.
Because when Eckler gets healthy, that's gonna change it. I mean, it's hard to imagine because Joshua Kelly kind of sucks right now.
Oh
So.
my gosh, so bad.
I think-
Now watch, he'll be amazing when he's the RB2.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
He's got 2 bell cows.
I'm just a little nervous about his flexes currently being Flowers and Lockett.
Flowers is decent. This is what you want in a flex.
They're both
someone
decent.
to give you 10,
Yeah.
8, 9, 10 points consistently.
Yeah.
Not to bring this back.
I always
How can
hate-
you not be? How can you be nervous about Flowers but then not be nervous about Hopkins?
Because literally the reason you always go for a player, you're talking about DeAndre Hopkins or Zay Flowers.
I know, but like Zay Flowers is the one there. Hopkins is getting thrown by like a random QB.
Zay Flowers is getting thrown by a team that doesn't ever have a wide receiver one.
I'm just throwing it out.
Okay.
So who's had more wide receiver ones, Taylor Hill or Jackson?
I'm sorry.
We're talking about like one of the top 10 tight end,
Sorry.
top 10 receivers in football.
I've gone too far. with it. I've
I'm
gone
gonna
too-
be so shocked that the episode Kevin was here, he's the mediator for us. Like he's like, come on guys.
I'm just so confused that Mike is the guy who always goes for the name value, and
Brad-
all of a sudden not.
Brad's missing the depth. He had some bullet hits, like dart throws. He has some. I think Zay Flower. I think he's a great playoff looking team. So the Cowboys though, eye opener for him, for all of us. Because I mean, it was carrying him to the promised land. It looked like. So.
Here's my guess of what happened in that. The Cowboys, first off, they had a bunch of inactives with slight injuries. My thought is that they thought that game is going to be the one where they can sit the people who are kind of injured, and they'd still be able to win it. And they overestimated.
And they got to learn
underestimated.
with Diggs being out as well.
And Diggs
so.
is back.
All right, so we get to the 3 undefeated teams. And
These guys.
coming in at third
I want to put. Can I change my ranking? I want Mike third.
is
I don't think it would change anything.
is myself. I came in at third.
Even though you're first in the league, you know what? You're slowly moving up.
Yeah.
People just don't
I
want to
was-
like your team.
I was-
That's because of Swift and the.
We just don't want to like.
I was very close to second.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
It's because your RBs are so nerve wracking. That's the biggest thing.
It's because our remember RBs are bad.
That's
They
true.
are
RBs
bad, man.
What team wide
Dude.
receiver?
Team wide receiver.
All
the
right,
way.
Zach's team.
You got
I
Goddard, who is the fringe of the guys who you are starting every week.
Should I go get
He is that
Musgrave?
fringe one.
Should I go get Musgrave?
You should get Musgrave.
I would much rather have Goddard than Henry, right?
Yes, I think everyone would. He's
Okay,
not
thank
doing
you.
anywhere near.
Glad
as
we
good.
settled that. Thank you.
That's why I said because Goddard is in
I
that.
misunderstood. Well, I thought he said top 5. I
What?
I'm just talking about.
I realized I wasn't paying attention.
There's the tight ends you want to start. You're going to start every week. There's those ones, and
Yep.
he is that last one. I think.
So,
You will start him every week unless you have one of the other guys that are above him. But
Is Waller one of those?
Yeah, I'd say Waller is one.
Yeah.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I'd say
You
Waller
can't
would be
discredit it, yeah.
Waller's ahead of Goddard.
Yeah, I
Um,
actually agree with that.
In fact, I mean, and Goddard, I'm not saying he probably will get better this year, but my gosh, his
not
most
by-
yards in a game is 6.
Not by much yet. I think this is Goddard.
Right? Oh no, sorry, 41. I was looking.
okay, I was like, there's no way.
he had a 41-yard game. My bad.
Zach's team's the most surprising team of the year for me. Like,
Yeah.
especially to the beginning of the year. I thought
Hater.
later on,
Nah.
I honestly thought your team was going to be a late bloomer.
So did I.
But it's come to fruition early.
I mean, he's got.
It hasn't even. It's gonna get better. Well, it should on paper get better.
It should get better.
Yeah, he's got lucky though. With
Oh my
Olave.
Now's when you're gonna start really.
Stir it up, Kevin. Wow.
Don't even get me started about lucky, Mister. You owe this man everything. Daniel Jones.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Start looking at your flexes.
We're not on my team. We're on your
Devontae
team.
Smith and
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, but you got your actual wide receiver spots,
know.
Kirk and McLaurin. But I mean, take out you put Cup in soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully for you, Taylor.
Yeah, time will tell.
Yeah.
It's not the deepest team in the world. It's very deep, but it's not as deep as you have more superstars. But it's not as deep as say a Coleman team.
Yeah, Coleman's the deepest,
Um,
but the reason it's not as deep though is because you're not sure if his players are going to come back. That's the only reason.
You write them
You're
all.
not.
Yeah.
You write them off
Yeah.
because think about it, if you have Kirk and McLaurin just shifted down,
On the
On the-
Bears.
Right.
that's
it's
pretty good.
It's good. No, it's good. But
Yeah.
but what you're saying there is like, so if like his Cup and Taylor don't ever come back to full form,
Yeah.
he doesn't have
He doesn't
any
have a
plug
bit.
and play.
No, I
whatsoever.
totally agree.
Right.
I
But-
totally agree, yeah.
Currently, his current lineup is very good. I actually don't like Kirk or McLaurin at all. I love him as like a flex 2 spot. That's fine. That's great, especially considering you're gonna have probably Cup. You're definitely gonna have Cup come back. I assume to a high form, but we don't know. I think that's what people don't like about your team is it's a little scary, especially considering your running backs who are performing really well. They are
scary.
still scary as fuck. Like Swift and Moss.
Welcome to the Zach show, guys. You don't understand. You gotta ride that line.
But
All right.
the line you're riding is an interesting one. Your whole team is just good enough to be great, but almost all of your players could, other than Mahomes. Could
All I
fall
gotta
on the floor.
say is Sleeper has it down pat. Swift and Moss are projected to outscore Henry this week. All I gotta say.
Oh.
I'm just messing around.
Are they actually?
Yeah, they are.
That's shocking,
Yeah.
actually.
Who would have thought?
So that's the line. Are they better than Henry?
No.
Wow, Sanders is almost projected to beat Henry. He's
Yeah, I don't know.
0.04.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But
Because Sleeper's
here's
terrible.
the thing. I can't believe what I've been seeing from Swift. Like, it is the biggest shock I've ever seen, honestly.
So
Because the dude was going to get cut.
No, he was not.
Yeah, I don't know if
No,
He was not.
That was fake news.
that was fake news. I agree. That was fake news.
Don't believe
I heard it from Coleman.
Yeah.
That's what I
Oh,
heard.
never mind. Anyway,
he's our reporter.
Swift is running out of his mind, but
But he'll get hurt. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I'm not even saying he'll get hurt. He won't keep up 130 yards in a game.
Here's the
That's not
thing.
gonna be
I
bad.
thought that about Miles Sanders
He won't
last
be the
year.
touchdown guy.
And he kept doing it.
Well,
Yeah.
he just keeps falling on the half-yard line.
Miles Sanders had a really good
Eventually,
game
he's gonna get him.
year last year.
Yeah.
I think he had a pretty
Really?
good year.
Yeah.
Well, they- well,
I don't remember.
I had him, and then I traded him to him. And then,
well, they have the best O-line in
never
the
hated
league,
him.
so.
Yeah, he's probably. But here's the thing: you expect more from Sanders than you do Swift. I think is the reason why you.
Not
hear
last year.
I think
No, but like in their
Yeah.
roles. It's
Yeah.
like-
I just think
Oh,
that
okay.
the healthier that what's his face Gainwell gets, it's not that
We'll
I
see,
think
yeah.
Swift will stay the number one, but I think Swift's capped a little bit. I just don't think he's not built to be a bell cow.
I'm just
I guess he
saying
did
quiet.
go. I guess he did go off against the Vikings. who don't
Yeah,
have
he
deep
did.
defense.
With Gainwell inactive.
Ow.
But then he went off against the Bucks.
Bucks
With
were-
Had one of the
Gainwell-
best front seven
Bucks are
with
brutal.
Gainwell.
With Gainwell,
Oh.
very very limited. Gainwell.
He wasn't limited.
He barely came back.
You know why? Because
Because they rode the hot hand.
yeah, it was a very hot hand out there.
If Swift does it again this week, I'll be all
Dude,
all
against
over.
Washington. They're not exactly-
Washington is a good run defense.
Do they?
Yes, they have Hargrave and Chase. They have a good front line.
Okay. All right.
You
We'll
buy me a Swift jersey if he goes off this week? You want to make that bet?
No.
Swift versus Henry.
Be cool.
I want that zero. on my
Swift
chest.
versus Henry. I'll take Swift. I'll take Henry versus almost all these people.
Wait, you want to do a Henry versus Swift?
This season.
week.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant
I
this
thought you
week.
meant
I was like, oh, let's do it.
This week I would. Well, yeah, I would do it this week.
Oh,
T-shirt bet?
Yeah, t-shirt bet.
T-shirt bet.
All right.
I'm love. Henry's gonna make me so much money.
Bring all
All of a
your eggs in
sudden,
one basket.
like the greatest running back we've ever watched play. Everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's we're doubting him."
That's not true. Saquon is.
I just
Yeah.
wanted in on that. CMC is. You have him. You got to believe.
All right, so
All right.
Zach's team
Percentage?
percentage making the playoffs
90%.
88%.
80%. If injuries,
I give you 10%
90s
chance of missing.
90's good. You're right. I like 90.
I say
He's 3-0 and he doesn't have.
He's
Cup
3-0
or
and he's got
Taylor.
a lot going.
but he has plenty of scary
Who do
injury
you play?
players.
Who got played?
Yeah.
Coleman.
Will, Coleman, and Dolt.
Okay.
Wait, just for fun, let's say Cup and Taylor don't work out.
Okay.
Okay.
He doesn't have a single, other than Mahomes, which a lot of people have quarterbacks, but he doesn't have a single. That's a guaranteed stud boom player, like a Diggs or a Jefferson
like a Jamar
or
Chase.
That's it.
Then 68%.
maybe a Chase.
No, come on. We can hate on my team, but
I'm not hating on your
you
team.
want to talk about fucking Henry? You're gonna hate on Jamar
I'm
Chase?
just saying you are the highest ranked team by far that doesn't have a single unless maybe Swift does become that. I would say he stays out of the fringe of
I'm about to get up and
He's
walk
going to
out. Are
be
you
amazing.
fucking? You're what?
You're saying what on the Swift? For sure is a stud gonna be great every week?
Jamar Chase. You're saying if Swift, Jamar Chase is a stud.
Oh, I didn't see Chase.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
When you were saying, I was thinking Mike.
Okay.
Did you not have Chase?
No.
No, he had
I had
Chase. I had
Chase.
Tyreek. We
Yeah.
did the trade.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Chase.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have Cup, really, if he doesn't have Cup come back, I give him 80% chance. I give it knock it down 10%.
I'm going to put you at, for me, 88%. I think there are a lot of factors that could keep you out, but I think you also have a really good chance of being the best team in the league.
Yeah.
The 3-0 start is big.
3-0 start helped
Everyone,
you a lot.
no one expected that. So
I did not.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, me and you were even talking. I was like, you're gonna be happy if you walk away like 2-1.
yeah, like
If you walk away 3-0, like
yeah.
yeah, that's pretty solid.
And you barely beat me, and then all of a sudden you went fucking ham after. Yeah.
I had to give it a Tyreek Hill, man.
I think Zach would even
Mike.
admit that he's surprised a little bit. You are.
All right, so
You
the
are.
question now is between these two guys, who's first? Will Mike stay? He's been first every single time we've done this.
So sickening. It's so
Or will Kevin have passed him?
Kevin,
And
you've been
I'm
ranking
guessing by the
him one, man.
reaction,
not this week.
I know.
Kevin did not go into first. He got
Oh
a lot
my
closer
God.
than he has been.
I'm not saying this for my own right. I just want to say it for everyone. The top three was actually close for
Yeah, it
the
was
first time.
close.
It has not been close in recent weeks.
And before the last person put their thing in, it was
It was
0.1 difference between Mike and Kevin.
Yeah.
Which would have been it would have been crazy to see Mike, who has stayed. It shows that people are liking Kevin's team more and more because Mike's been constantly ranked 1, and he's getting caught closer and closer every week right
I
now.
would have ranked Kevin ahead of me, honestly.
I
Personally,
I ranked
if I'm
you.
honest, it's Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Mark Andrews.
Those guys can
Like-
win you a week by themselves.
Really
That's all I have to say.
The really fun thing for him with this Tyreek is that Tua's stacking with him, and it's like the
Yeah.
best stack I think you could have in football right now.
And,
Yeah.
and he's
That
got
should be
Kyron
Daniel
Williams, who is a bell cow, it looks like. His question mark to me is, I know James Cook has been solid. For some reason, I'm just not on the James Cook bandwagon. I don't know why.
What?
But
I'm agreeing with you because he's never going to be the touchdown guy. He
that's
just
my
never will
thing.
be.
I think
his 17-point week against Las Vegas might be his ceiling.
I
But
kind of
fine.
agree.
I think his
I kind
floor
of agree.
is pretty good. He's got a good floor, but he is never going to be that. Boom.
Aaron Jones' health is always a question mark too. I think your running back room's a little light. It's better than most though in the league.
For me, the difference is your bench. For me personally, is not. I don't think your team has as good plug and play players.
Well,
with
he
your starting lineup.
just did that. I mean, so that's the new game
Yeah.
changing information is that he just did the depth trade. So he's down to pretty much Addison, and then that's why he went out and got Palmer
Addison, Burks, and Palmer, but all three of those
Gus.
and then Gus. Yeah.
guys, and Gus, yeah. But all three of those guys. I mean, Gus maybe when he's healthy, although even when he's been, yeah, no.
He's playable.
He's playable, yes. But they're all guys that you are happy playing as your flex two, but you'd rather have another flex two, and there's teams with better flex two.
Right.
But if you stay healthy, then your team is insane. Yeah, it's just I think you have.
He's building that starting lineup. at
You're
this point.
already not super healthy because the Aaron Jones thing, and
Yeah.
they played him
He
off.
hasn't played all week, or in the last 2 games, and I've been
Yeah.
fine. Addison's a good player.
No, you haven't. Yeah, you've
But
been
you
fine because
trade
you're a
that-
great
that's the
team.
way, though.
That's why you're ranked second.
If we're gonna pick out a weakness,
We just
though,
have
I
to pick
think
out
it's
some sort of
that.
Okay, yeah.
Your
Okay.
obviously your wide receivers are elite.
Your wide receivers are elite, very elite.
I do wonder what happens with Debo with IU coming back though. Like, I wonder if that was like a 1 week thing, right?
I think
We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. I think
Debo's the better player.
I think
I agree. I do like Debo better.
Debo's a better player, but I don't know if he's a better wide receiver. All around, Debo's the better player. He's also the more injury prone one, which is funny because he's the one who's not.
I just
well,
think
he actually is questionable.
if you don't have
he
CMC,
didn't practice today.
you're either getting a boom out of a 49er or you're getting the floor. And I think everyone expects that and they're okay with it.
You don't have the thing you don't have that Mike has is you don't have the 100% guaranteed superstar running back that Mike has.
But how is that
But
fair
no
when
one
he
does.
has Tyreek Hill? No one has it because he pretty much has it. He's the only one.
I agree, but Mike does also have really good wide receivers. I think.
Does
I mean, I'm just saying when you compare the similarities,
Having
to
the running back
DK.
is one that's really nice.
It just goes to DK. It is. It's an outlier, but you're saying a DK compared to Aaron Jones, and I say that's fairly similar.
DK is his wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
Oh,
DK and Aaron Jones are probably pretty similar.
I'll have to look. I can't remember off the top of my head.
If you're like doing it based off like running backs and wide
Right.
receivers.
But then you have a way better tight end on Kevin's
Who's your
team.
quarterback, Mike?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk.
Okay, so quarterbacks are pretty
Burrow.
close.
Yeah.
I would say the quarterbacks are close, yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe then the reason that I always end up picking Mike's team is just the just
You
pure,
hate me. Just say it.
no the pure satisfaction or the pure like confidence I have in CMC while he's healthy.
Okay.
Now the second that goes away, I think Mike drops a lot for me in terms of how much I love his team. If that goes away, but if CMC becomes an issue,
Yeah.
like an injury issue, that's when I
You
think
can say that with every team.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think
Tyreek
I can't. I don't think
Hill. If Tyreek Hill goes down,
If everyone loses number one player, you're screwed.
But I don't think
Nick
there's
Chubb.
I don't think there's a player that I would lose as much for as I would with CMC. I think that Tyreek Hill has just as much potential to have a boom game as CMC does, but if not more, like for his boom game. But with CMC, especially because running backs are harder to come by, having him on the team, and then if you were to lose him, that would be such a thing.
He is projected 21, which is literally top tier quarterback points at this point.
It's,
But
yeah, it's
I want to say, just for the sake of it, I think the CeeDee Lamb thing is new. I think
Yeah.
Kevin needs some more time to just like let people see his team. But he's caught Mike every week. And
Yeah, it's the CD trade that put him over the top
yeah.
for me.
So now and then
Like,
Aaron Jones getting
Wow.
healthier.
I remember why. Yeah. So the reason I love, I think it just
depth,
comes down to if
though.
you're a big wide receiver guy or a big
Yeah.
running back guy,
Yeah.
and I'm a big running back guy, and Mike has his running backs are so like his fourth running back. So many people in our league, I'd say at least 4 of us would be happy to have them be. They would be our best running back. I think Connor
Not
or
mine.
Mixon would be their best running back for a lot of teams in this league. He'd be the best running back for my team. He would be the best for your team.
No, he would not. What?
Connor would be the best running back for your
I'd
team.
take Aaron Jones over Connor. I'd take him over
Pull
Mixon.
Connor. Pull
What-
Connor.
And
That's a close one, but Aaron Jones played 1 week and he got 25 points.
yeah,
Like,
he's prime Jones.
those are equals for sure. I mean,
love Connor just because Aaron Jones is old and the guy gets
James
injured.
Conner is
James
older
Conner's
than.
old.
Is he
James
old?
Conner's a dog.
Yeah.
They're both 28.
Okay, his birthday's already passed.
Sleepers behind.
Yeah.
The thing is that team. This team's not a passing team, and when you watch Connor run, there's something. He looks. He's a man,
Oh
bro.
my God,
He's
dude,
a
I
man.
cannot believe it. But we talk about injury. James Conner's injury prone.
So is Aaron Jones.
Yeah, but still.
I think
Okay.
I think they're even.
We're talking about the second best team in the league, but there's so many teams where James Conner would be
Yes.
by far and away their best running back, and he's his 4th.
I think by far and away, but okay.
You don't think so?
It's a stretch saying the number 1, but for the fact that Connor is his number 4 is just a very bold thing. But it just shows that he went running back heavy. He took the best players on the draft board. Other people were reaching for wide receivers and other booms, but he had to pay that price because DJ Moore is barely scraping by.
What are you
But-
talking about, man? He's been fine.
yeah, but Mike's getting
He's
the,
gotten 10 every week.
and you've got the W with it at this point. So I feel that it's a positive thing because they have to get him more involved. But that is definitely has to be your question mark. But you do have other pieces
Yeah.
on the bench as well. Sutton looking good.
Sutton does look.
You have another Arizona guy, faith in Arizona over there.
If Kyler comes back, man, Marquise Brown is going to be a dog.
I agree.
You have Godwin. So
These two teams are such a toss-up.
it's
Kevin and Mike.
preference.
Yep.
I
And,
give-
and one is the wide receiver heavy team, and one is the running back heavy
Yeah,
team. And I
we
think
draft next
his
to
running
I
back
know he's
heavy
drafting
is stronger than his wide receiver heavy,
But I
but he
take
has
it.
the better
Oh,
tight
yeah,
end by a
yeah,
long
yeah.
shot than him.
Yes. Well, I think it's
so-
hard too because it's Kyron Williams.
It's amazing.
But I don't think anyone can let that sink in yet. That Kyron Williams is potentially an RB1.
Yeah.
He didn't do that great last week.
No, he didn't. But Talking about
like-
snap shares
I
and
love
everything.
Kyron Williams.
He's like okay. Like I put him, on the Henry line.
I-
Maybe I'm a little bit better than Henry.
I think Kyron Williams over Henry.
But
I think Kyron Williams will finish the year as like the running back, like if he's healthy, like 15, running back 15, around there.
I'll take that.
I don't think there's a chance he finishes as the running back 6, which is where he is right
he
now.
gets a big downgrade when JT comes out on that field next.
I give Kevin a 95% chance of making playoffs.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm just gonna do both of you because we've talked about both your
Yeah.
teams in
Yeah,
depth here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give both of you 98% chance. I don't. It'd be so hard for you guys not to make.
Yeah.
playoffs.
I
3-0
give-
with the depth you guys have.
Yeah, I give both of you 95% chance, but I'm not being mean. I guarantee one of you loses your first matchup in the playoffs. It's history.
I mean,
it's
yeah,
history,
yeah.
and one of you is going to lose, and it's likely you both get buys. One of you is losing that first
You
matchup.
are like the 2 best regular season
Yeah.
teams
Yeah.
in our league. Every year, the best regular season team.
You're probably right.
But Mike has been to a championship.
Yeah, whatever. I give Mike a 92% chance. Just for the injury.
I'll give you 91.
Oh my god. Whatever. Fair enough.
All right, we'll rip through matchups real quick and then call it a night.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we have Will versus Brad. We talk about Will's team. I cannot get over the fact that his projection is 88 points.
Brad by 20.
That's about the projection.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
That is the projection.
that's unreal.
I'll give it to
Okay.
Brad too. Kim Walker's gonna go crazy.
What are our records right now? Because maybe I need to pick not me.
Oh,
You're last.
You're last.
The audience went 5-0 last week.
Also, it seems like I'm unlucky. So if I go for Brad, I'm gonna take me. I actually do think I might win this week, just because even though I'm not saying I'm gonna be good all year, I think I'm due to have that 1 week where even bad teams have weeks where they blow up. Does
A-Chain do something again?
Probably not.
I mean,
they
does
played
Higgins?
Buffalo.
You know who I'm most
Healthy.
excited about on my team is Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
Wow.
we'll see.
He got 20 points his first game and 17 points in a quarter and a half.
You just like I want to say Will because it would just be like I knew he could do it.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm taking Brad. I have to take
You
Brad.
have to take Brad.
Yeah, I have to.
I want to take Brad. But
we have
me. I do.
we have myself versus Father Jordan.
Jordan, who, you know what? He was a little blasphemous this week. He's starting Kamara too.
Center.
I know we're supposed to forgive and
No,
forgiving.
I
But
don't forget.
I haven't heard the like the reason to forgive him.
I think Henry goes crazy this week.
I do think Henry goes crazy.
Against Cincinnati?
I think Henry goes crazy.
You're gonna win a lot of stuff. Look up Monday from it.
Derrick Henry is still Derrick Henry. And I don't
Kim
give a
Walker's gonna
crap.
go a little extra crazy than him.
We are talking about Derrick Henry.
I picked Jordan. I think Zach's downfall will be McLaurin and
This
Kirk.
is a good matchup. It's a really
McLaurin,
good
Kirk,
matchup.
and Goddard
Maybe
will be
matchup
his
of the
down.
week.
Might be a matchup. Yeah, I agree. Might be. They're projected like the same too. Quarterbacks very even. Running backs very even between the two. These two at least. Wide receivers, I like these two for Jordan. Oh man, this is a really good matchup. Holy shit!
We have very similar.
You have very
teams.
similar teams.
Yeah. Now, when you break it down like that, we have very. He just has a little bit more of the name, but
I can't get over.
I like Keenan versus
18
Las
couple
Vegas
on the bench.
without Mike Williams.
yeah, right here, Mike.
I'll take.
I can't believe that, bro.
I'll take Jordan because he's got just. I like Keenan versus Las Vegas without Mike Williams.
You know
I
what?
think that puts you over the him over the edge.
Okay. Yeah, I can't argue that.
You going Jordan?
Yeah, I go Jordan.
I missed what you said though. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna ride
I'm
the hot
taking
hand
Jordan
with
because of
Zach.
Keenan. Because of Keenan.
I'm gonna ride the hot hand.
I gotta go with myself. So I the Kamara like really makes his lineup just like a little bit
Yeah,
scarier.
I just
For sure.
I gotta believe
I like
Swift
Kansas
and
City
Moss.
versus the Jets too.
I gotta believe Swift and Moss keep doing it.
Yeah.
So until I see otherwise,
That's some belief.
they're projected to outscore Henry.
This is an incredibly close matchup though.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals figure something out too on Monday night. I
I
do.
think they did. Yeah.
So,
I think Henry on national TV shows why he's Henry. for one game and then goes.
Even if Henry is not Henry before, Henry is still going to get touchdowns.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully they're just bad again. That's what we need.
All right.
Logan, why
Vorse.
are you 4 horsemen?
oh, because
Explain that.
week 1 I only have 4 people I drafted left.
Oh my
So
god.
yeah,
You did?
yeah,
Already?
yeah. So it's the 49ers defense.
I didn't realize you traded that much. Holy
Hold
shit.
on, I'm trying to look.
That was my team last year. I didn't have
It's-
anybody I drafted.
It's Kevin's team every year. I don't know how he does
It's
it.
the 49ers defense, James Cook, Aaron Jones, and
That might be it.
no, there's one.
Tua?
Oh God, who
I
is
think
it?
that's it.
Oh, it is technically Tua because I picked him up in
Yeah.
week 1, but I didn't
Yeah,
draft
you didn't
him.
draft him.
So
yeah.
3 horsemen.
But because he was on my week 1 team, I mean,
You need to change it to the
Yeah.
3 horsemen, man.
no, my
3
gosh.
horsemen of Mike's advice.
Okay, this matchup. You're projected 112, he's projected 108. Matchup wise, quarterbacks, you have it a little bit. You have it.
Yeah.
It's not incredible though. Tua's just he's gonna get you the 8.
Yeah, I feel like it's like night and
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Jacobs versus Jones. We don't even know if Jones will play. If he does, I don't
Jacobs.
think it'll be full go. So
So
Jacobs.
gotta give it to Jacob.
Montgomery's the same thing as Jones though.
Give it to Cook.
So Cook, Jefferson Hill. That's a wash. That's an incredible matchup though. Waddle versus Lamb is also
Wow.
close. But
That Miami game is gonna be.
That will
but
be
you have,
interesting.
having Tua is nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
that's the thing though. Is so it's gonna come down.
Yeah.
If Waddle does well, that's gonna hurt you a lot.
But he still gets if it's touchdowns, he
It
gets
does,
points.
but it takes away his hill. He negates his hill.
That's true,
and
but
it means that the touchdowns that his quarterback's throwing, Logan's more benefiting.
it's only a 2-point difference. I would much rather have that be the
No, if it's
situation.
yards, it's way more.
That's
if
what
it's
I'm
like
saying,
a
yeah.
40-yard touchdown
The
pass,
yards.
it's so much more for the
Yeah.
Nakua Samuel really close, but you have a better tight end. It's not by a crazy amount yet.
I feel bad for Logan.
Saquon's not playing.
Saquon's probably not
Saquon's
gonna
gonna
play.
win. I don't think he's gonna win again.
It's the
Yeah,
injuries
that's-
that are hurting him. He's gonna. We've been there. There's a few of us that have done this, but
He's
I was
got,
there last year.
he's got
actually.
some big time injury problems at the moment.
yes.
I'm gonna take Logan. I just think based on the odds alone, that team going 0-4 is just too unlikely. I think he wins.
I mean, it,
Okay.
I mean, if you do odds, yeah, 0-4 and 4-0, like that's two.
I just think the chances of Logan losing another one with the team as stacked as it is, I just think he'll win.
Well, that's to the priest to his house.
And also, Aaron Jones, if he plays, which I'm not even sure he will, he won't play 100%. He could re-aggravate because it's hamstring.
now I just. But what about Barkley and,
I know.
and Montgomery?
Barkley,
Yeah.
I'm not even counting the.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna go Kevin, the hot hand again.
I'm not even picking Logan for a specific reason other than I
4-0.
just want to believe
4-0.
that team will
Because
win.
you're gonna start Addison if you don't.
Yeah.
I gotta go with
Player
Kevin.
wise, your team's.
It's just the
Yeah.
injuries because at the end of the day, when you match them up, they're very
They're very
similar. And I think
similar,
it just
yeah.
comes down to the injuries. If Saquon's on this team, how do you not pick Logan?
Yeah, but Saquon probably won't be back for.
and if he is, like, they're not gonna rush that. So.
It sucks. It's Monday night.
and it's a
too.
Monday night.
That's
yeah.
brutal.
Does he have Breda?
He doesn't yet, but I don't know if that's what you want to
They
commit
probably
to.
start JSN.
Yeah. Is that a
You
Monday?
don't want to commit to that, but
Yeah.
but since it's a Monday night game, you might have to commit to that.
No,
if that
Jason's
question.
Monday night too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a tough
Yeah.
spot because he's got London at 9:30 and then Hopkins at 1, so he's gonna have to make up his mind
Got full day football.
fairly soon. He picked up McKinnon, but yeah, I
I
guess
picked
he'll.
myself.
no,
I,
he's in-
I,
Brad
haven't,
said breaking news. I just posted it about
I haven't scored less than 112 all season, so that's
Who's keeping track, man?
Me. when you talk about floors, me.
That-
Logan has scored
I'm going Kevin too.
304 points, which is higher than 1, 2, 3. It's only higher than 3 people actually.
What?
Oh no, 4. Higher than
4.
4 people.
That's
He's
it?
only
Total points, yeah.
Well, I mean that's fifth.
he's only 50
Yeah,
points
still
behind
like
you
you'd
in,
be higher
in
than
terms of
that.
points.
Fifth-
Well, I was just saying that.
fifth,
I was just saying that.
half a week.
I was just saying that. Yeah, but fifth, but 50 points broken down 3 times. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Um,
What's the next one?
You pick me?
We got Kevin,
I'm picking
Kevin,
Logan.
Logan.
Nope,
Okay.
Kevin's.
So 3 Kev. Well,
Yeah.
we go 3 Kevins.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen is I'm either gonna get myself into much further of a hole than I was, or I'm gonna break myself out of it.
We have Mike versus Dalt.
I'm picking Mike.
They have no hesitation.
He's got deep on all of them, and then he's just like, no.
This one stuff. This is like, in my opinion, the best team versus in my opinion, other than myself, the worst team. I don't see how I can tell myself to believe in
that. That's the biggest.
It's just the thing I cannot get over is CMC is projected the same amount of points as Jalen Hurts.
I can't. I mean, that makes sense to me. That's
Just
what
to
he's
see
averaging.
that as a projection.
That's what he's averaging.
Yeah.
He's averaging 21 points a game.
I pick Mike too, but I think it would be closer if Dalt had some better matchups.
If Dole had better players, I think.
Better matchups with Brian Robinson against the Eagles. Watson probably won't play.
Watson has to play, right?
No, he's questionable.
God, don't get me wrong. I
And
would
it's a
trade my
Thursday
whole
night
team
game.
for Dalt's whole team, but
It's still just so hard for me
And I hate
with
Najee.
the Waller. Like, it's just when I see Waller there, and I know we've talked about you moving to the tight end, and then Waller's better than Pat, but then where Kelsey stands,
Yeah.
I got Mike.
he just. I know he doesn't want to do it. He has to trade Waller or Kelsey. He probably should trade Kelsey. He gets so much for it, but. I mean, the thing is, too, trading Kelsey, he gets so much for Kelsey, and still have Waller as his tight end. Have an amazing tight end who beats most of the league in terms of your starting tight end. And then his team had. I mean, I think it would fix his entire team.
Potentially, but
I
then
think he could get enough depth in there to go with the rest of his team, trading Kelsey, that he would have a team that is, I would put takeaway records in like a top 5. Like I think easily. He's shooting himself in the foot having the 2 tight ends. Because yes, Kelsey's an amazing tight end, but
you just can't view him as a tight end. When you're drafted in the
no,
first round,
you can in this situation because anybody else who gets him is starting Kelsey as his tight end. He's starting Kelsey as his flex. I mean, he's got him in the tight end spot, but he's really his flex. Otherwise, Waller's his flex, and that's really bad.
But you can say anyone else other than Mike is somewhat in the same spot. They're likely going to drop or try to trade someone, but they're likely in the same spot.
There are a lot better flexes than Kelsey, but Kelsey's worth more than them because he's a tight end, but he already had the tight end position locked up.
It's just hard for Dole because he drafted these guys, he believes in them. So it's that old, it's who do you start, who do you drop? It's in that conversation, but it's what we talked about with his team earlier. But
you also got to find the right trade for Kelsey.
Yeah.
But I do think, especially with some of the teams that, in terms of their depth, like a Coleman, he can get a lot for it.
Yeah, Dalt.
But that would mean Dole has to. That would mean Dole has to stop believing in Najee, which I think Dalt's biggest problem is he's a Steelers fan. And he believes in Najee. He needs to stop believing in
All right, should we go to the next matchup before this man drags Dole?
I'll pick me.
Is there next matchup?
He's going to say good pod, but Will, you suck.
Yeah.
You're better than my team by a lot.
If you
That's
make it
any
this
consolation.
far, we appreciate you listening.
Yeah, we did.
Honestly,
Yeah,
That's true.
Hey, if I can shit on myself, I can shit on the rest of you.
Amen. Yeah,
that is true.
All right, last
You've been a
matchup.
very good sport.
Last matchup, I have it as Robin and Coleman.
Ooh, another good matchup.
Coleman has been consistently one of the lowest projected teams.
Yeah, what the fuck is this
But
projection?
we did talk about, though, and recently, he doesn't really have that bona fide superstar.
I think Bijan's very close to it.
But he's getting that projection of 14, close to 15.
Can we talk about it? How do you not start the RB1 on the season? How do you have him on the bench still, Coleman?
He's only projected 10.
I'm
Who
sorry.
cares about projections?
I agree. I think Ayuk comes out.
Like, yeah, I would start him over Ayuk.
I think Ayuk comes out. You can't take Evans out right now because Evans is the
No,
same
you
thing.
take
as,
Evans.
Evans is the same thing as Mostert.
If you know football, you take out Evans.
What Evans has done?
You don't know ball, man.
Lattimore.
I would start
the,
Evans too.
the years that Lattimore shuts Evans down are the years where
There's
Evans
no
isn't good
way,
anyway.
There's no way
This
I'm playing
year that he's
Ayuk
having-
over Evans because A,
Yeah.
Ayuk is hurt,
I
and
agree.
B, Evans has been better.
Evans has been
Most
the wide receiver 5.
And
Well,
you just
the
put Mostert
matchup.
where Ayuk is.
Yeah, you got
I don't care about matchup.
Mostert's not going to be the
he has
starting
never
running
done it.
backs.
Evans is the guy who gets 1,000 yards and that's it. He doesn't do anything
I don't know
else.
how you do it.
All of a sudden, Evans with a new quarterback looks like a new man.
I'm just making sure I'm not the one telling Coleman what to do, so he ain't mad at me.
We're talking-
Y'all
we're
twisting
talking
his brain.
28 targets
Sorry,
already.
he needs
I
to start him.
pick Coleman to win if he starts Mostert. He loses if he doesn't.
That's
If
interesting.
he starts Evans and instead of
Well, that's
Mostert-
fun and all, but you got to pick one. Actually, no, you're not technically on the part of the.
He's the audience.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
audience.
the audience.
He's the audience.
They're
this
5-0.
So I will
week.
say
He's the audience.
But you have to
poll
pick
this
one
week,
then.
yeah.
If you're the audience, you got to pick one.
I will say Coleman doesn't start Mostert, so I'll pick Robin.
I will take Coleman. The projection's ridiculous, but I'll take him.
I will say the Stephon Diggs and Allen against Miami could be bonkers.
That could be 60 points.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good.
That could
point.
be
That's-
very
that could be
bonkers.
crazy.
In Miami too.
In Miami, so no Hurricanes.
Wow, I feel like that's Robin's way of
Well, there's
winning.
Hurricanes down there.
Because personally, if you take away that, this matchup isn't even close to me. I think.
Well, you can't
I
take
think-
away that.
but what I'm saying is that's his chance of winning. Is what I'm saying.
Who?
But that's it for me.
Allen
And because that could be so big. But I don't think there's any positions that Robin beats Coleman in for me personally this week, other than that situation and those two players.
Tight end.
Defense, tight end. I mean,
big ones.
obviously the number one wide receiver.
Okay, tight end. The defense means nothing.
Pittman.
But the number one receiver is the
Quarterback.
Is the thing I was saying. That's what I'm saying. Those two. Every other position.
I get it.
Every other position, Coleman wins.
The focal point of an NFL offense. Running backs no longer are paid.
I am gonna pick Coleman.
I am going to take Coleman as well.
Oh, we got a little split now.
Elijah Moore and Javonte Williams
No,
versus
you're
Evans and
below
Ayuk.
Robin.
I'm by
Yeah,
myself.
it's because you like your bench guys.
Look
It's because Mostert needs to start.
Yeah.
Look at the flexes in that matchup, just for fun.
Of
Like outright flexes.
two flexes.
Elijah Moore and Williams versus Ayuk and Evans.
Or Mostert.
that's fine.
That is a massive,
Most
massive difference.
Javante is playing the Bears. If he's ever gonna go off, it's this week.
Okay, well, he hasn't yet, so he played Miami.
Well,
Yeah, well, the Bears are the worst team. In the
Yeah,
He
but
played
they-
Las Vegas.
Well, they're scrappy.
He hasn't got 8 points yet.
He was gambling. He was hungover the next day.
well, I think it's been fun. I think we need to wrap this thing up.
Now, let's see. I think we can go all the way through the workday.
Go all night. Okay.
I
Run
think
it.
we just go straight to week 5.
Next
Okay.
projection.
Did I get a win? No, I took a
Let's
massive
simulate the
loss.
games on Madden. Throw our players on there and really see what happens.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, Kev. It was fun.
Let's sing it out.
Thanks for having me.
I don't want to be anything other than...
Wait. We need someone else on next week.
I don't know. Maybe we do it like every couple weeks. This
Yeah.
is a long
Yeah.
podcast. This is 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coleman has an hour drive. Or
Wait, did you end it?
Kevin has an hour
No,
drive.
no, I'm waiting for us to sing it out.
Oh.
Deserved it. All right,
We'll talk about it, but I do like having someone on.
it is.
Okay.
It'll be
Supposed to
shorter.
be lately. I
Be anything other than